Welcome to Nimin Live, the #1 place on the internet to learn about YouTube, network with other content creators, and have an awesome time doing it. My name is Nick, and today we are answering your YouTube questions. If you're a YouTube content creator, this stream is filled with all kinds of helpful information for you. So we put timestamps down in the video description so that you can easily find what it is that you need if you're watching back on the replay. But if you want to learn a bunch of things about YouTube and just have fun hanging out, I recommend that you just sit back, listen to the live stream, play it in the background, whatever it is that you want to do, so that you can get the information that we're going to be talking about here in the stream today. But when I say we, I'm talking about myself and my brother from the same mother, D. D, what's happening?
How was your week, everybody? I missed you. We're back.
We're back.
We had a great podcast with Dusty Porter yesterday.
Yeah, we did.
That's going to air out here in a couple of weeks,
Yes.
talking about the state of YouTube, kind of like a recap of 2025 and what we predict is going to happen in 2026. And our predictions are usually pretty spot on within a specific margin.
Yeah.
And I also want to say we're answering YouTube questions.
The specific margin of they are or they're not. That's the margin.
Well, I'm saying if we miss it, we barely miss it.
Yeah.
We're pretty good. We're pretty good at predicting what's going to happen. But we're answering YouTube questions, but we're also answering if you have production questions. If you have anything about creator questions whatsoever. We don't have to just narrow this down to YouTube as someone over here wanted to do. I want to open this up. We want to help everybody regardless of where you're at on your journey. And if you have a question, we have a link down below. It's going to open up a form. First come, first serve. We're going to get to as many questions as we can. And if you don't want to go to the form, they can go to what URL?
You can go to nicknimin.com/ask, and it will redirect you to that same exact form that we are going to be pulling all of the questions from.
You know what? That'd be a great
do that.
overlay to have on top. Great image.
We actually do have that in StreamYard. We just don't have it in Meld.
Okay.
Yeah, so in StreamYard, we have the option where we can just like run the ticker across the bottom.
Okay.
But in this Meld, we do not. So yeah, I absolutely need to make that that graphic.
Yeah, so if you're wondering what we're using to stream today we're using Meld. Meld, no sponsorship whatsoever. Don't know anybody over there. We just really like Meld. So we kind of go back and forth between StreamYard and Meld, testing different things. So today we're streaming with Meld.
Yes. So before we get into the YouTube questions, we have some YouTube news just to let you know about. Plus, we have some other things just to let you know about as well. So first, we will get into the YouTube news. So the very first thing is that the YouTube Create app is now available on iOS in Australia and Canada. So if you are somebody that's been waiting for that, now is your time to jump in there on that. In addition to that, YouTube has new hype features as well, where viewers can now share your hype as a public post in their community tab. Only matters, I guess, if they're an actual content creator. So like in our case, if we had a smaller YouTube channel where we actually qualified for hype, then in that case, that might be super helpful on our end. But unfortunately, it's not. But if you have YouTubers with community feeds that are watching your content, that's awesome. In addition to that, they have category leaderboards that are now live. Basically, these help viewers find hype videos in specific niches like gaming, beauty, and other niches that we have here on YouTube. When it comes to hype, just so you know, it's not available everywhere yet, and you have to have less than 500,000 subscribers for this and more than 500 subscribers. So there's that. They also have a new sorting filter that they're rolling out on channel pages. This new sorting filter is 2 different filter chips currently. We have the latest, most popular, and oldest. So when you go to videos tab, those are the things that you see. But with these new filtering chips that they're rolling out, you are also going to be able to see members only and public as well. And this applies to videos, shorts, and live content. And the whole idea with the members only filter is that this helps paying members quickly find their exclusive content. So pretty cool. And Chantel adds an additional thing in here that you also can't hype from a brand account as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's weird that they have like these little, quirks like that around brand accounts.
They had a meeting and thought that was a good idea.
Right.
You can hype everything up, but not if you have a brand account.
Right. Changes everything.
Yeah, the whole brand account thing I've always found incredibly confusing.
Well, it used to be really important back in the day.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
But having it now, I'm just kind of like, well, why don't you just make one account? Just have one thing.
Well, part of it is it separates your YouTube channel from your Google account also.
Still.
So for people that decide to sell YouTube channels and things like that in the future, then that way they don't have
by
to,
default.
Then they don't have to give up like their email addresses and that kind of stuff.
Do that by default.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
It seems like it'd be an easier workload.
Yeah. And less to do on their side.
Right. That's what I mean. We just have one thing.
Yeah,
you set up your channel. It's not connected to your Google account. So
or check this box. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's kind of what it is, the brand account. Yeah. But in addition to that, I do want to let you know that Dee and I are working on opening up a school for YouTubers. The wait list for that is currently open. So if you want to get notified as soon as we are opening that up, then you can go to tuberschool.com, and that's going to send you right there where you can go ahead and put your name and email into there, and we'll notify you when that is ready.
This is going to be huge.
Yeah, it is.
This
Absolutely.
is going to be huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, I also want to let you know, so today's sponsor today is Opus Clip, which you'll see right here on the front of the desk. And Opus Clip is a not live streaming tool, but it's a tool that helps you clip your long form videos into shorter content. So that shorter content can be vertical videos. It can be shorter mid form videos. So if you want to, if you have, like a 30-minute video and you want to make some 5-minute clips out of it that you can publish to another channel, or that you can use to kind of fill in a blank if you need to be consistent or something on your main channel, then you can do that with Opus Clip. And you can also use the vertical side. If you're like, hey, I would love to publish to Instagram, I'd love to publish to TikTok, but I just don't have the bandwidth. With Opus Clip, you do. So you can try that out at tryopusnow.com. And in addition to that, Opus Clip, I've got some free giveaway stuff that I'm giving you from Opus Clip as well here. And when it comes to this is going to give you access to their Agent Opus feature.
That almost sounds like a James Bond.
It kind of is.
Agent Opus.
Yeah. So this particular tool isn't necessarily going to be for everyone, but this tool, if you have, it's for vertical content, and if you're somebody that isn't on camera, or you want to start additional accounts based on different industries, things like that, you can load articles into this, you can load graphics into this, you can do all of that, or it can source everything itself. But it's called Agent Opus, and I've got a bunch of giveaway codes that I have here for this. So what we're going to do, or how this is going to work, is with these giveaway codes, I'm just going to drop these individually into the chat. And how many people do we have here in the stream? So we have 72 people here in the stream right now as we're getting started. Who here would like one of these codes? Just say me if you would like one of these codes. Because here's what's getting ready to happen. And this is going to be a free-for-all frenzy. And
hold on, are you getting ready to throw?
I'm throwing a whole list of codes right here.
Are you throwing a piece of meat into a piranha tank?
I am.
Is that what you're about to do?
Yep, sure am.
Brace yourselves.
Yep.
First come, first serve on this one.
Yep. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop a few of these into the chat right now. And if you are interested in it, just go ahead and click in that and go to them. So let's see here. Let me just kind of get this lined up right, because I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. I'll just do it this way and just do the whole group. Boom. There we go. So it's a little bit messy, so you're going to have to, kind of sort that out there.
Oh, I took them all. I took them all already. Yep, I got them.
Hold on. I'm actually going to remove that one, and I'm going to put them in like one by one. I think that's going to work a little bit better, because that was pretty messy.
Yeah, good job.
So, yeah, so this one right here, and then I'm going to do this one, and then one more here. And then during the stream today, I've got a lot more of these that I can give away as well. So if you are somebody interested in this, this is your opportunity to go and check these out. Now, as a part of this, one thing that I do want to let you know is with this tool, what it is, I guess I should have led with this, but what it is it makes videos for you on your behalf. So all you have to do is you have to type into what it is that you want, and then it has agents that go and does different part of the process. So it will have one agent that writes the script, and then it asks for your approval, and then you say, yes, that's good, or make these changes, whatever. And then you do that. And then from there, then it will move over into the actual production side of it, and it'll ask your feedback on the production and those sorts of things. But it's like having your own little team around making vertical content for your YouTube channel or your other accounts. So, so you can try that out there. And this is all in beta, so this isn't, something that is open to the public yet. So that's why, you want these invite codes if this is something that you are, interested in checking out, so you can go and do that. But again, we're going to be doing more of these throughout the stream today. So I just wanted to make sure that you know about that. Clip codes. Okay. And then now we're ready to get into some questions, D.
Well, first of all, somebody just said that we have 40 days. Eric, how's it going? It says 40 days until Christmas.
Oh, we're getting there.
That's wild.
Yeah, I wonder if Santa Claus is getting all primed up.
Definitely. Heard he lost. I heard Santa's on an Olympic. What's that drug called? Ozempic. I heard. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
I heard Santa's got the gaunt face now.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yep. Go Santa.
Go. Yeah. Good. I hope he got his BMI together this year.
Yep.
Go a little bit longer.
We need Santa healthy. right?
That's right.
Yeah, anybody that's still giving him like cookies and milk, like, come on,
Yeah.
it's like 2026. Like,
Yeah.
leave him an apple or something,
Leave-
for
yeah.
Pete's sake.
Yeah, that might be a little hard on the blood sugar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, let's get to some YouTube and creator questions.
So right now, we just have a couple of questions. So if you have any questions about anything that you want to know about YouTube, just go ahead and drop into the chat right now. But the very first one here is from Outdoor Tennyson. Outdoor Tennyson, they upload when they have time, but on YouTube for less than a year. They do outdoor, family, and adventure content, and the goal of the channel is to make money. They say their older videos are getting more views than the current ones. The older videos are at 1,000 plus, and new videos hover around 200 views or less. They say they need to know some good tips for storytelling, and bringing in those views and viewers and switching them into subscribers, maybe returning viewers. I know there's a lot of creators out there that do what I do. So when it comes to getting people to come back to your YouTube channel, one of the, things with that is you have to, in terms of converting people into subscribers, getting them to come back and watch more, is the content itself. Like, they have to resonate with what it is that you're doing enough to where they're like, oh yeah, I definitely want more of this, so that they'll, keep coming back. In addition to that, right now, if your goal is to try to get returning, viewers back in, it's got to start with the content. But from there, another thing is, Dee, if you want to pull this up.
Yep. Ready?
Yep.
Got it.
Is there's not a lot right now. This one is okay, but when it comes to being recognizable at a glance, even at smaller sizes, there's not a lot happening right here that can really help people be like, oh, this is definitely their stuff, right? So, if you guys are trying to, bring those returning viewers back, things like that, again, it starts at the content, but also making sure that people can easily identify from the outside that it's yours might be something that you're trying to do if you're trying to grow your community around it. In addition to that, the giant mistake that almost destroyed our bushcraft cabin. So this kind of thing is also okay, but one thing that I just want you to think about is, if we look at this thumbnail right here, there's nothing going on. Like, the focus is more on the two of you on this one. Just for anybody watching, let me just kind of zoom in on this. I got to activate my other tool here. But basically, if we zoom in on this, you can't really see anything that is going on that might suggest anything that has anything to do with what the title is related to. So I see up here it says near collapse, but we can't really see anything about what's going on. So if you're trying to use titles like this, you want to make sure that when you're recording the video, that you are getting the shots that you need in order to put together the right thumbnail for this. So I just want to give you the heads up, and you don't have to use this. And I know some people are fine with it, some people are not. But, this would be a great opportunity to hop into like Nano Banana, for example, and be like, okay, this is what it is that I have. Maybe drop this image in here, and then, or take another screenshot of something that was part of this going wrong, and then drop that into Nano Banana and see if you can, prompt it to make something that would make it a little bit more dramatic, but would still be accurate for the video, so that you don't set the wrong impression for the viewer. So that would be something that I would definitely consider when it comes to the thumbnails.
I want to add something on here, and if you're going to put text in your thumbnail, make sure that you are putting contrasting colors on there, because at a glance, the yellow that you're choosing for some of these thumbnails, not all of them, but for some of them, gets lost, especially the one with you and your daughter, and it just gets lost. It's not contrasting. Yeah.
And one of the things you mentioned also is that, like your videos like just took a hit recently. So I do see some of these older videos, that do have some views on them. But, you're still in a similar situation then where, you're publishing some content and it just wasn't resonating. So, because of that, one thing that I would definitely do is one, like you're saying, working on your, storytelling, making sure that everything has a clear, beginning, middle, and end, making sure that you have, some conflict in there if possible, making sure that, you're doing those sorts of things when it comes to the story side, but also making sure that whatever it is that you are expressing is going to help people that are logging into YouTube or that are already watching YouTube when they get recommended your content, helping them connect with the content. So you might be doing okay here with just being in the woods, but considering this whole thing is about off-the-grid bushcraft cabin build, I would actually show some of the cabin.
Yeah.
Right? Because then that way, and you can still put you guys like in the corner or, something like that, focus more on like, your faces if you're, trying to have people recognize you and come back. But I would definitely focus the imagery more on like the cabin in this situation, since you're trying to connect with people that might be interested in the cabin build itself. So yeah, so just putting a little bit more time into, the packaging of what it is that you're doing. And really an easy way to do this is to sit back and just ask yourself, okay, so if the person that we're trying to reach is logging into YouTube right now, and they're doing it on a computer, just because I'm saying that because we're on a computer right now, or we'll just say a TV. In that case, what exactly about this is going to stand out to that person and be relevant, relevant to the video that we're publishing? And then if you can't define that, then keep working on it until you can, and keep working on it until it's completely obvious. And you also have the option as well with their A/B testing feature to where you can run those types of things against what it is that you're currently doing and just see, okay, are people responding to this better than what we're currently doing, yes or no? And then, of course, move forward accordingly. But one more thing is what Dee was talking about is you can see here, like, this biggest problem or this biggest project doesn't really give any real information. And like, once we get past this first tree bark, or this first tree right here, like, you can't even really read it right here on the screen. You can see that, if you're watching the thing right now. So I would just keep all of that stuff in mind if you are trying to, trying to get that traction, so to speak. That traction, whatever that traction is.
Brian G. Johnson in the house.
Oh, Brian G. Johnson, what's up, dude? Hope you're doing awesome. Did you take the screen down?
I did.
Okay. Yeah, we definitely need a monitor of some kind for that. So Brian G. Johnson, for those of you that don't know of the amazing Brian Gandalf Johnson, he is the author of this book. It's Tube Ritual Volume 1. Helps you go from 0 to 5,000 subscribers and more, because it teaches you all the best practice stuff. Make sure you check this out. I got a link to it down in the video description, or you can just hop on Amazon and get a Tube Ritual. He also, if you're somebody that's like, hey, man, I would love to just have some support around what I'm doing with my YouTube channel, not scammy sub for sub type of support, but I mean, like, hey, I got like a real question and I would love to just bounce this off of some creators. He has a Facebook group as well under the same name, Tube Ritual. Make sure that you check that out too if you are a Facebook user. Next question.
Yep, moving on.
Okay.
E to the G, that's right.
So next up here, we've got ESL Speaking Corner. ESL Speaking Corner does educational content. The goal of the channel is to teach others. And the question is, I stopped making content for this channel because I was growing another channel at the same time. I saw that the other channel, a travel content channel, grew faster, and I started focusing more on that channel. Since I'm starting to post again on this new channel about 3 times a week, doesn't YouTube have to trust that I will continue to make content? Is it almost like starting from zero because many of my subscribers might have moved on and the new YouTube algorithm has to be reacquainted with my channel? So when it comes to this type of thing, really, all it takes is you having a really good video to where when people interact with that video, YouTube recommends it to people, they interact with it at a very high rate, and then it breaks out of, that engaged viewer recommendation, and it goes into, more, casual viewers, and then they respond to it, and it goes out to, more general viewers. That's the whole thing, right? Because when it comes to your channel, you should start publishing on a regular basis again if you are going to try to grow that channel. But you're not necessarily being penalized by YouTube. But one thing that does happen, and you kind of alluded to this, is that if you just go for a while not publishing on your YouTube channel, then what can happen is if you don't have people that are interacting with the YouTube channel and instead they're watching a bunch of other stuff, then all of that new stuff that they're watching or other stuff that they're watching is all recent to that viewer. It's what they're interested in now because you're not showing up. So because of that, and I do this too, so I'm not, hammering on you for not showing up, but when it comes to that, the thing is when you start publishing videos again, then you gotta nail it for, those videos if you're trying to jump right back into place, because the people that first respond to that video need to respond well to it so that it can, go out further, so to speak. So right now, just focus on making the best content that you can, for the English as a second language crowd, around the language, around English, and, just continue down that particular path. And in terms of it feels like starting from zero, probably does, right? Because you're working against a couple of other things, because in addition to people finding other content to watch, could be entertainment, could be anything, you have also, since you didn't upload content to the channel in a while, you also put yourself in a situation where people that were learning along with you, they might have moved on and found somebody else to learn from as well. So you're going to need to kind of, bring some of those people back or get in front of more new people. So, yeah.
There you go.
What do you say? I thought the G was for Gerard.
It might be.
Chantel says, yeah, maybe. Yeah, it might be Gerard, but, Brian Gandalf Johnson is what we call him.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's hear
or the gambler, as he's known in Latin America.
Well, that's Latin America, but I think he's in the States right
it's
now.
Like a whole nother person.
Yeah, Brian the Gambler Johnson.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So next,
you should see him down there with his hat on and his scarf blowing in the wind.
Yep.
He's got the stubble.
I think I have a picture of him in Mexico leaning against a pole, or maybe he took that one to me. I can't remember.
We need a nano banana.
But yeah, I got a picture of him somewhere. I think wearing a cowboy hat. So that would be appropriate.
There's an iconic movie shot. It's from one of Clint Eastwood's movies. It's not. Is it Unforgiven? Where
I don't even know the shot you're talking about.
They based the Mandalorian off of him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's he's got the cowboy hat and the shawl and like the whole. Yeah, that's Brian G. Right there.
Brian G.
in Latin America.
Yep.
Down there.
Brian the Gambler Johnson.
Yep. He's extracting Americans that are held hostage in Latin America.
Yep. He's dropping in from helicopters down there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Brian, we're gonna get a whole story going.
All right. So next up, we've got Fans of the Green Bay Packers is the name of the YouTube channel. They upload one time per week or more. They do sports content. The goal of the channel is to connect with others who like what they like. And they say, how do I keep viewers watching and not leave? So you talk about sports and NFL and Major League Baseball. So when it comes to keeping people watching your videos for a longer period of time, the very first thing you got to think about is, if I was clicking on this, what would I want to see? What would I want to hear, when it comes into this video? So we don't look at video content on this stream, but one of the things that, that I would definitely do is I would go in and I would really think about, okay, you have a bigger problem that I want to talk about here.
Let's talk about that. Big problems. Let's go.
So when it comes to YouTube, like if you're trying to grow your YouTube channel, can you pull this up?
Yep.
If you are trying to grow your YouTube channel, one thing that's really important to make sure that you are considering is viewers' interest when it comes to binge watching your content, when it comes to having them, come back to your channel, things like that. Like, for example, like right now, you have NHL content, you have the Huskies content, which is football. You got like a fireworks show, another fireworks show. You've got NASCAR over here. So what you're doing, let me turn on a different extension for this. So what you're doing is you are putting yourself into a situation where, I gotta refresh this. If I come to your YouTube channel and I happen to like what it is that you made, and let's say you brought me in on a NASCAR video, and then you publish this, and I don't care about a fireworks display at this stadium, and I don't care about, this is NASCAR, so yeah, so this one would work. I don't care about the Packers and the Lions, so that one's not a good fit, so I'm not going to watch that one. And then YouTube starts showing me some of your archive, and I don't care about this one, I don't care about this one, I don't care about this one, I don't care about fireworks again, don't care about the Packers again, don't care about the fireworks, don't care about, football. Like, as we go through here, you really only have 2 videos on the channel for me. But as a bigger elephant in the room, here at the Green Bay Packers, I think you're doing okay with that one in terms of helping people recognize it has something to do with football. Here, fireworks, absolutely. But like this one, take a minute to make a thumbnail for this. Same with this one, right? Like when it comes to YouTube, we don't always get out what we put in, but if you don't put it in, then you're definitely not going to get it out. So because of that, I would spend some time on, just making sure that, 1, you're targeting a particular type of viewer, 2, making sure that you are doing, everything you can when it comes to trying to grab people's attention and all that. And what I mean by that is you got 2024 NFL draft. What about it? Like, what are you covering? What is it that you're showing? What is it that you're doing? Same exact thing here. NASCAR 2024. What is it about NASCAR that you're doing? Why should I care about that if I'm into NASCAR, right? That's the whole thing that you want to make sure that you're thinking about when it comes to that side of things. All right, you can take it down. Did you take it down? Okay. All right, so next at your ID, you need Heimlich or anything? Okay. That'd be wild, wouldn't it? Yeah, like D drops out on stream, and I got to jump over there and give him like the Heimlich maneuver. If I'm gonna go, during the live stream, right? Be wild, wouldn't it? All right, so hey Tish, what's going on? Hope you're doing great. Valentine's Station, nice to see you in here. Catherine, what's going on? Eric Waite, nice to see you in here as well. Stanley Orchard in the house, what's up, dude? Hope you are doing awesome. So next up here, we've got Gross Brothers Parodies. They upload when they have time, been on YouTube for a year or more. They do song parody content. The goal of the channel is to have fun. Says, does the algorithm use negative comments on a video against the channel? I always thought negative comments count as engagement, but I'm starting to wonder if negative comments are sending negative signals to the algorithm, just like the dislike button. So when it comes to comments on the YouTube channel, the comments are not taken into account. At least that's the report coming from, people that work at YouTube, that they do not take comments into account when it comes to their system and recommending content to people. So when it comes to likes, dislikes, things like that, those are considered. But if somebody goes in and leaves a bad comment, that's not going to be held against you per se. If you just think about YouTube in general, there's a lot of polarizing content, and people just come at those channels from every direction, and half of the comments that they get are bad. So when it comes to this sort of thing, like, it makes sense why they don't really factor that in. It's also really easy to game as well with bots and things like that. So that would make sense that they would take that approach. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about that too much. But what I would think about, though,
some people watch content just to hate on it.
Yeah, they do.
Like
totally.
Some accounts just have haters, and it just makes sense from haters.
Yep.
It just makes sense for YouTube to say, okay, well, these people keep going back watching this content, so let's keep showing them this content, even if they're leaving negative comments.
Right.
Yeah, I don't.
Just keep engaged.
Keep them engaged. Yeah. Keep them watching.
But one thing that I do recommend, though, is if you are publishing videos and you are getting a lot of negative comments, if those comments are attacking you, if they're attacking, members of your community or just other commenters, other viewers, and they're, saying things that, just are not, nice, then in that case, YouTube has a blocked words list where you can put in words, and this is in your YouTube settings, but you put in words into that blocked words list that you don't want to show up in your comment section, and then YouTube will hide them from the public automatically when somebody leaves those comments. In addition to that, if somebody is being unruly in your comments, you also have the option to where you can click on the little 3-dot menu next to the comment, and you can do this on a mobile device, you can do this on a computer as well, but you click on that 3-dot menu next to the comment, and then you, from the drop down, you select hide user from channel, and then it's going to hide that user's comments from public view. Now, from their point of view, they're still going to see their comment. Everything's going to look normal to them, so they can say whatever they want, but they're going to be the only people that see, whatever message it is that they're leaving there. Now, when it comes to how you handle your comments outside of that, that's completely up to you. I just personally have a thing to where if they're attacking me or they're attacking other people in the comment section, that's where I draw the lines. Like, you can disagree with me, you can, I don't care about any of that. But when it comes to, the comment section and attacking other people, I'm just not a fan of that thing. When I made the my last video, the AI video, people were saying stuff about me. People were saying, calling other commenters like bootlickers, like all this other stupid stuff. And it's like, I just had to go through and start banning people just because, people, don't know how to act, especially when it comes to AI.
They don't know how to conduct themselves in a
democracy. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Heidi, nice to see you.
Hey, Heidi.
Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Hope you're doing great. AJ, what's going on? Hope you're doing great too.
Yeah, my policy for comments are pretty much the same. You can disagree with me. You can tell me I'm wrong. You can tell me I'm an idiot. Like, you just did this the longest way possible. There's an easier way to do it.
I don't think that's right. You're wrong, and you're an idiot.
That's right.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, you can.
I just did all three. That was like a triple threat.
You're
I
pushing
think is what that's called.
You're pushing it. But where I also draw that line is where you are unfairly attacking other people, insulting people, leaving slurs of any kind, or just being unreasonable.
Yeah.
And just leaving comments that have nothing to do with the video.
Yeah.
If you're leaving comments that have nothing to do with the video, I will hide you from the channel.
Yep.
Because some people just go in there and just want to spam whatever, political thing they want to talk about, or religious thing they want to talk. That doesn't, go talk about that somewhere else. It doesn't belong in my comments.
Right.
I'm not against you talking about it, just not under my video.
Roberto says, my channel isn't a democracy. It's a benevolent dictatorship ruled by a living emperor.
That's right. There you go, man.
Roberto Blake. Hey, just a quick reminder, if you are just joining the stream, we're answering your YouTube questions. I got a form down in the description where you can put your questions. It's completely free. If you are watching this from somewhere else, you can go to nicknimmy.com/ask, and it will redirect you to that form. You can go ahead and get your questions down into there. Right now, we don't have too many, so if you put your question in there, it will get answered on the stream today.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Hey, Jerry, what's up, man?
How did you guys handle your chats? Like, I'm,
comments.
The comments. Yeah, how do you handle your comments? Or chats during a live stream.
Yeah,
Some people have pretty heavy moderation in live streams. Yeah,
and
how do you
some
handle
people
it?
are free-for-alls.
Yeah.
Some people are like, yeah,
Some people,
don't care. Say whatever you want.
Say whatever you want. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. I don't care.
Yeah.
For me, I have a limit, and when you hit the limit, it's get off my lawn. Yeah, don't care. Get off my
Yeah.
lawn.
Yeah, Shark Trapper says, I just had a viewer find a mistake in one of my videos. I sent him a thank you gift and posted a correction vid. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I think things like that are great. Like, you know, like I've gotten a lot of those types of things too. Like I remember my first one, somebody came in and they were like, you know, busting on me for these lines that I had, like Vegas, how I was exporting it or something. I can't remember the exact things. This was like 11 years ago. But they came in and like, yeah, something with how I was rendering the video. It was making things like not look right. And they mentioned the fix for it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. So like they came at me pretty hard though, in terms of like how they, you know, were saying it. And they're like, this is how you fix it after they said that. But I was like, should I ban this or not? Because they were like coming at me pretty hard about it. But they hooked me up with being able to make better videos because of it. So yeah, it was interesting.
A little bit of tough love doesn't hurt anybody.
Yep, that's true. That's true. I mean, I guess it could, you know, 'cause it could.
Yeah, true. In certain circumstances,
Right.
tough love can indeed hurt you.
Yes.
Let's put that disclaimer out there.
Can.
Yeah.
So Eric Waite says, I send all my spammers to Daniel Batal. That's
There you
great.
go. I do the same thing.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, no wonder
Heidi
he gets
says-
so much spam over there.
Heidi says they don't mind corrections. I usually thank them.
Yeah, me too.
So there's spammers to Daniel Patel. YouTube keeps begging me to listen to the stream while I'm in YouTube Music. That's a first. Good. I mean, I hate we're disrupting your music listening time, but YouTube is trying to promote us in YouTube Music.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Interesting. So next up on the list here, we've got American English with Brent. American English with Brent does bi-weekly content, goal of the channels to teach others. And the question is, I got a nice little boost this week. Views are up 50%, impressions up 50%, subscribers are up 2,800%. How does this happen? Did someone buy subscribers for me? Something seems wrong. So what you can do is you can go into your analytics and you can actually look to see videos that are, you know, coming to life on your YouTube channel. And you can see where those things start to happen. You can also see like which videos are driving subscribers, those types of things, to where you can see like, okay, is this something that's happening organically, or is something, you know, going on here? Other things can happen as well, where maybe you know, maybe there's a website or something, or a subreddit or something where somebody recommended your content to somebody, and or recommended your content in that community, and then people came to your YouTube channel, started watching from there, those sorts of things. But you can find all of that in your stats. So for the external traffic, you can find that in your traffic sources report. You can just go to the, you know, channel version, unless you go into your stats and you see that it's like one video that's doing way better, and then just try to figure out, you know, where it is that, you know, the views are coming from, and you know, why those things might be happening. But love seeing that though. It's great to see that you're you know, that you're having like a pretty up week there. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
So next up, Together We Travel. Welcome to the live stream. Hope you are doing great.
Hey, Tish.
Tango in the kitchen. What's going on? Hope you're doing awesome
Gang's
too.
all here.
Yep, gang's here. Yep. Says the next question is from Life with Ricky. Life with Ricky uploads one time per week or more. Been on YouTube for less than a year. Does shorts and comedy skits content. The goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is dubbing videos a smart or dumb idea if a majority of your audience is in America? If my audience switches to like India, for example, won't that affect my channel's RPM? Is it best to stay English only in my situation? So when it comes to translating your content, if the people that you're trying to reach are in the United States and they're English speakers, then you don't have to dub anything. But if you're like, hey, I would like to see if I could get my content in front of more people around the world, then in that case, dubbing, you know, is a way that you can do that. And not just dubbing, but when you are dubbing your videos, you also have to make sure that you're translating your descriptions and your titles. You got to make sure that you're just being mindful of the text that you're using in thumbnails if you do, those types of things. But it can bring, you know, people from other countries. But the trick with that one is when you do start dubbing your content, it's kind of like starting a new channel in that language. So because of that, it's good to make sure that you do have more than one video that's dubbed, so that if somebody enjoys that video, they have other content that YouTube can recommend to them, and those sorts of things when it comes to your content. Even little details to where I know my friend Glam Girl Gabby, what she did is once she started dubbing her videos and she started taking off like internationally, she even started in her video descriptions having like little blocks down there and different links that would better apply to, because she has like a beauty channel. So in her case, she would even use like different links. Like, hey, if this is your language, then these are the links for you. And by doing that, it allowed her to also be able to increase her revenue there, because in addition to her, main audience, she was able to, build those additional audiences that speak other languages, and then also provide the similar resources to them that she does for her main audience as well. So she was able to increase her channel massively and increase her revenue massively.
I think what they could be asking,
Hey, Janet.
and correct me if I'm wrong, that if they do the overdubs, if it could shift their audience so much that it could work, because they're getting their views. Let's just say they're getting views in the United States, Canada, right? But if they do an overdub, and let's say, and no offense to India, I'm just using you as an example, let's say they do it in Hindi, and all of a sudden you get 1 million Indians coming in and watching your video, how that could negatively impact your channel.
Well, it would positively impact your channel, but those people would still be watching it in their language.
Right.
So in terms of your English audience, they would still be responding to the content in English.
Right.
So in that situation...
Right, but could that trigger YouTube, though, to be like, oh, let's keep pushing it more?
Well, they would they just show it where people respond to it. Just like if your content gets a better response on homepages than it does suggested video, you're going to get more homepage traffic. Just like if people respond better than suggested, you're going to get more suggested traffic. They respond better in search, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. So you don't think it would have a negative impact?
No. One place that it might have a negative impact is the perception of others versus reality. That's where you might have that negative impact. So, for example,
like having a comment section full of Hindi?
Yes.
And you're like, yeah, I'm not going to leave a comment because I have no idea what they're talking about.
Right.
Something
So,
like
yeah,
that.
there's that. Plus, there's also maybe like if a brand hits you up and they want to do some type of integration. As a part of that, they usually ask you for demographics. And when you give those demographics, you might have it to where a brand's like, wow, this is a perfect fit. Let's reach out to this person.
Right.
And then you send them your demographics and they're like, oh, wait a minute.
You're 80% Indonesia.
Right. This isn't who we're actually trying to reach. So we're not, we're not going to do this.
Yeah.
So yeah, you do have those types of, kind of side effects, I would call them, more than anything. Next up, we have Matt Lane Fitness. Matt Lane Fitness uploads every other day, been on YouTube for a year or more, does fitness content. The goal of the channel is to be a full-time creator. And by the way, if you are just joining, we're answering YouTube questions. If you have a question about anything it is that you're doing on YouTube, it is free to put your question into the form that is down in the description, or you can go to nickniman.com/ask, and it will redirect you to that same exact form. So
it's free for now. I might start charging people.
Oh, for the questions?
Just like, I might just be all right from this point on.
Yeah, right. So Matt Lane Fitness, they upload every other day. They've been on YouTube for a year or more. They do fitness content. The goal of the channel is to quit the job and to be a full-time creator. And the question is, I've switched for now to making only shorts using ChatGPT to make analytic-driven changes. What would you change about the videos in the playlist? Yeah, I would have to actually watch the videos in the playlist to recommend any changes, but I'm not sure what you're doing with, okay, so you're using ChatGPT to make analytic-driven changes. So I'm guessing you're uploading your analytics into ChatGPT to figure that out. I'm guessing is what it is that you're doing there. But I'm just going to take a quick look at your channel here, and I'm just going to see what it is that you're doing. We don't need to pull this up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see what it is that's going on.
Taking a gander.
Okay, so it's 100% AI, 100% AI content, which is fine. Yeah, so one thing I would do is like where you have a title like test, I would get that off of there because that doesn't, it doesn't add any value in any way. Why start? Okay, so this is more around like health and stuff. Yeah. So in terms of like the thumbnails that you're doing and all that stuff for these, I think this is mostly fine. The thing that you're going to have working against you is that I mean, I don't know how tuned in yet that the general public is for AI content, but from what I'm seeing right here, this is like obvious AI.
Can I look
content.
at it? Let me pull it up.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it's just obvious, like in terms of the characters themselves and like, what it looks like. So, some people, they might not care depending on who it is that you're trying to reach. Other people just swipe immediately when stuff like this comes up. But keep experimenting with it because, you might be in front of people that don't swipe like that. But I would definitely, just keep that in mind. I know that you're going to keep trying to improve this as time, continues to go on. So just keep working on that. Take it down.
It's down. I'm a step ahead of you, man.
Okay. I'm just making sure I can't see anything, so I'm not sure. Yep. So next up. Oh, I said the thumbnails are AI and the content's all them. Oh. Yeah, I would actually change that then. I would update those. Yeah, I would update the thumbnails and put you in them. So then that way, and here's why, is if we go to YouTube right
Pull it
now.
back up?
Yep, pull it back up.
Okay.
We up?
Yep, but I don't see a channel.
Okay, so if we go to YouTube right now, and we see this short shelf right here. See this? Where they're trying like one page load right here. By the way, Roberto's streaming here later, so make sure that you stick around for that. You'll be redirected afterwards. But he's talking about shorts specifically, so you, Matt, actually might be a great candidate for this particular live stream. But when it comes to this, though, if we look at the short shelf right here, you can see, everything that's happening. And if you see a person here, for people that are tuned into the AI and don't like it, if they were to see you here, they might click on it. But if they see the AI stuff on here, they might not. So because of that, I would definitely experiment with, if you haven't yet, just using screen grabs from the actual videos to see if it makes a difference in how people are responding to it. Is that a Rick and Morty that they made?
That looks like a Rick and
A
Morty.
realistic Rick and Morty nightmare fuel. Interesting. Yeah, so you can take it down.
Yep.
So I would definitely switch that back over to humans if if you're actually in the content.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's definitely a market for it. Roberto says there's a market for it. 100%. Yeah, Dee's got like a handful of TikTok accounts that are just crushing right now. It's all AI content.
Oh, yeah, 100% AI.
Yeah. So yeah, there's definitely market for it. But in his case, because he's on video.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, let him see you.
That's your strength.
Yep, that's the thing that separates you from all the other people that are putting out,
Yeah.
those AI, AI content.
Yeah.
And Doug says here, put the you back in YouTube. Absolutely, because who knows how much time we have on putting the you in YouTube with their comment thing.
Right?
Yeah. So I don't know if you saw this or not, but YouTube right now, they're experimenting with. Right now, they have it to where a viewer can get like an AI summary on the video. They're experimenting with that on the creator side to where they are making it to where we can see like a summary of what's happening in our comment section, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, then you don't need to leave a
that'll be
comment or
helpful.
ask questions or... Yeah. Not a fan of that.
So Country Boardwalk Studios is our next question. They upload one time per week or more. They do multimedia art education. That's cool. The goal of the channel is to connect with others who like what they like. And the question is, I'm using my iPhone to make photos for thumbnails and using the free version of Canva to make my thumbnails. How do I adjust the image size to meet the requirement size for testing thumbnails when I can't find a size limit? Everything I tried says that my images are too big. So if your images are being flagged as too big, then
you need to compress them more.
Yeah, you need to compress them more. So I'm not sure. Do you know if Canva has export settings?
There's a quality setting on.
Oh, is there?
Somewhere in there, yeah.
Let me. I'm not on screen, right?
No, you're not.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll actually.
I'm pretty sure it's been a while since I've saved an image out of Canva that wasn't a transparent PNG. But I'm pretty sure when you go to save an image out of Canva, that there are quality settings.
Yeah, like a JPEG might be able to get you in there, where PNGs, not always, but they're usually bigger files. So if you are exporting like a PNG, then in that case, it might be working against you.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to adjust the settings sometimes. And I had that happen with Photoshop too. So sometimes I'll export a JPEG for a thumbnail, and I'll put it up and it'll be too big. But like 1,000 thumbnails before it were fine.
Yeah.
Same size, same everything, but there's just so much data in that particular one. I always run the settings out at around 80%, 85% on the JPEG out of Photoshop. It works fine. But with now more viewers on TV, I'm having to rethink what I'm doing with thumbnails.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to go through and increase the size on that. But they're going to increase the size anyway. So this person talking about not having uploading thumbnails that are too large, like that's going to go away.
They are increasing it.
Yeah, that's going to go away. Your problem is going to go away fairly quick because they're increasing the size limit due to so many people that are watching content on TVs now.
Yeah. Yeah. Another thing too is I always recommend to people, like YouTube recommends that you upload, and this is old, so I don't know if they still recommend this or not, but they recommended that you upload at 1280 by 720. But I recommend that you upload at 1920 by 1080 just to kind of future self your proof and make sure everything's just nice and crisp.
Future self your proof?
Yep.
Want to try that again?
Yep.
Yeah.
And now that they have the 4K option rolling out to where you're going to be able to upload 4K thumbnails, like now's the time to definitely not, be on that lower end. And Doug just mentioned here, they're changing it from the 2 megabytes up to 50.
Yeah, that's
so that
huge.
should cover pretty much anything in that particular case. But I'm looking here. If
Gregor
I do
Brown
export,
says that they already have the 4K thumbnail availability. So it's rolling out.
Yeah. So right here, I'm inside of
Do you want me to show it?
Canva. Yeah.
All right.
So I'm inside of Canva, and when I hit the share button up here to export this,
You need to, you've like zoomed in or something. You need to like move your screen over. Nope, the other way. Up, scoot it over now. There you go. Boom.
okay. So right here, if you look at this area, you can see that we have the PNG, we have JPEG. So typically the JPEG is a smaller file size, so you might want to try exporting at that if you are not already. Oh, I'm still not in there.
Yeah, I can move it here. Let me just zoom in anyway. Go
I
ahead.
can just scoot it.
No,
Okay.
go ahead.
Oh, okay.
I just centered you up. Go ahead.
So yeah, so right now it's at PNG as kind of the default there, but if you change it to JPEG, then that should make it for a lower size. You can also have it to where you click this limit file size button to whatever it is that you need here, and then you can just go ahead and put that in if you're a paid user, because apparently that's a pro feature. But like Dee was talking about in terms of the quality setting, then you can, just kind of lower this a little bit to, let's say, like 70, take the size, let's say this is 1920 by
Not sure.
1080.
I don't think you can do it as a free user though. I think there's a little crown on there. For
Yeah, there's
paid.
crowns. Yeah.
Yeah. So you might be stuck there if you're using the free version.
Yeah, and then from there you would download it. But basically these settings right here, if you just mess with these a little bit, this will help you get around the size problem that you're having.
Yeah. So I have.
Go ahead and take this down.
Yep. I have one more.
Am I down?
Yeah, it's down.
Okay.
I have one more tip for you. If you're exporting it out of Canva, and if you're using the free version, and it's too big and you can't change it, and you're doing this on your phone, by the way, because you said their phone, you can use a free app like Snapseed. Snapseed is made by Google. You can import the image to Snapseed and export that. You don't have to do any changes, just import it and then export it, and you can adjust the quality inside of Snapseed. So if you can't do it in Canva, you can do it in Snapseed, and you can do that on your phone. Then you can upload it. So you're gonna have to experiment a little bit, but like we said, you're gonna lose that limit here very, very soon.
Yeah. So next up on the list.
Oh, they were doing PNG, so they need to do JPEG.
Yeah, Diane
there
says
you go.
she uses the free version and exports it at the right size for YouTube. Yeah, perfect. So so then in that case, you should be okay then.
They were using a PNG.
Oh, they were. Is
Yeah,
that what they said?
Yeah, he says I need to do JPEG. Thank you. There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
You learned something today.
Yep.
Aren't you glad you showed up?
Right? So Dance GPT says, what is a 4K thumbnail? So basically, it's just a larger thumbnail for TVs. So with that, it allows the thumbnails that they show on TVs to be a higher quality.
I can never remember the actual dimensions.
It's like 3840 by 2160, I think.
Like, wow, really? You remember that?
I think so.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me
I
just
don't
do
know
a quick
why, but
double
I just
check.
haven't drilled that one into my head yet. I should have drilled that into my head, but I haven't.
3840 by 2160. Yeah.
Good job.
Yep.
There you go.
I think that's what I said. Is that what I said?
I think so.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Doug's all about that PNG life.
Mm-hmm.
There you
Living
go.
that PNG life.
That's right.
Hey, man. Yeah. Gotta do something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Got to pick a lane, and that Doug's in that PNG lane right there.
Yep.
Yep. High quality PNG.
That's right. Doug PNG Houston.
Yeah. That's what we used to call him in the war.
That's right.
Yeah. The image wars. That's what we used to call him back in the image wars.
In the image wars.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So Cackling Chick is the name of the next channel here. They upload one time per week or more. They've been on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do rock hounding content. Goal of the channel is to make money and
Rock what?
Hounding.
Hounding or rounding?
It
Hounding?
says hounding. I don't know. Yeah, and they actually reinforce that down here. Rock hounding, rock tumbling, and DIY rock polishing. So yeah.
Yes, Ed. PNG is a higher quality.
4 rock hounds without a rock tumbler. Question is, how can I improve my thumbnails and titles for clicks and views? Anything to improve my packaging, please? Let's see what you got.
Pulling them up.
Show us what you got. Yep.
Show us what you got.
Mm-hmm. Am I up?
Yep.
Okay.
Of course, yep.
So
I'll
really
bring this
quick,
over
I
here.
want to remind you guys too, if you haven't checked this out yet, I have a browser extension. This is completely free for YouTubers called Creator Dashboard. You can find this at creatordashboard.com. It turns your boring new tab, when you hit this little plus button up here, it turns your boring new tab into something that you can actually, that's actually useful for you on YouTube. So make sure you check that out at creatordashboard.com. If you use Chrome, the Brave browser, or Microsoft Edge, or Arc, I think is the other one.
I take the background image out.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I'm just dark color.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, as a part of this too, you can customize these, like Dee was talking about, the background images. So you can do that. You can do like blur effects and all these things that kind of Like in this case, if I do like a full blur, then it just kind of gives it a little bit of a gradient, kind of like a milky type of feel back there. And then you can also do like colors for the background.
That's what I do.
Yeah, and you can make this, whatever color it is that you want, just to, match your vibe. You can move all the widgets around and that kind of stuff as well. So yeah, definitely make sure that you check that out.
Yeah, for everything, I'm all about those solid colors.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. When I look at like a busy background or something, my brain just goes crazy.
Yeah, I like the green here. Keeps me from having to go outside and touch grass.
There you go.
Yeah, this way I'm like, I'm actually outside. I'm getting some green. This is probably good for my my vitamin D.
I'm tricking myself. I'm being healthy right now.
Yep, that's what it is. Yep, me staring at this screen all day, it's helping me out. Yeah,
okay, pull up
live
the
a long
channel.
life from this.
Pull up the channel.
Yep. Okay, so Cackling Chick does, let's see here. So she wants some advice on her thumbnails. I think, didn't we look at this last week?
Did we?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think this is exactly what we saw last week. I think it's the same exact thing.
Really?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, because I remember this. I remember the borders and saying that I would experiment with taking the borders off. Yeah. So I think we looked at this last week.
Yeah. So what did she do? She changed some thumbnails.
I don't think anything changed. Here, take this down real quick.
Yep. Yeah. What did you change? What are we looking at? Yep, it's down, of course.
Okay.
Yes, we did. That's right. Yeah. Let us know what we're looking at here. If you change something.
Yeah, I'm just looking here to see.
Yeah, I do remember vaguely that we looked at a rock.
Yeah, and we were talking about thumbnails and titles last week.
Yeah, so maybe they changed them.
Well. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like most of this is the same.
Oh, she says,
oh,
sorry.
You missed watching it. Oh, okay, no problem at all. No problem at all.
Wow.
Yeah, we brought that up
we
last
spent like
week.
an hour and a half doing a full dissection of your channel.
No, we didn't spend
did
that long.
a deep dive, and we pretty much gave you the keys to the kingdom, and you weren't even watching.
That's great. Yeah,
wow.
We didn't spend that long.
And then we deleted it, so you can't see the playback.
Yeah, that'll be on there from last week's stream, so you can find that.
All right, moving on.
Yep. So next up, we've got the Sly went walking, and they've been on YouTube for a year or more. They have a Jacksonville-based hiking and kayaking trails channel.
Ooh, I like that.
Yep. And
that's right. It was the whole show. Valentine's Day. We pretty much changed the entire show.
Yep.
For your channel. You should have seen it. You should have been there. It was incredible.
We actually changed the name to the Rock Hounding Show.
Yeah, the Rock Hounding
it's like,
Show.
Hey, from the rest of the stream, we're going to call this the Rock Hounding Show.
Yeah, it was the Rock Hounding Show.
Nim and Rock Hounding.
Oh yeah, we were looking at your videos.
Yep.
We had AI analyzing.
We had sandpaper in here polishing rocks.
Oh,
it was pretty nuts.
It was incredible.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
All right. So here they say that the videos seem to be local. They're popular in Canada and Japan, but only 30% in Florida. And the question is raising local awareness of trails nearby. So I don't see a question in here. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on
Didn't leave a question
here for an actual question. Yeah, if you have a question, then go ahead and put that back in the form. But right here, you didn't leave a question. You just told me what what you're trying to do at the channel, but you didn't give me I don't know what to look at if I look at your channel.
Did they say they were popular in Japan?
Yes.
That's like the I'm popular in Japan.
Yep.
You should say, but that's a crazy thing. Do you know
the David Hasselhoff effect?
Do you know how many rock and metal musicians and metal bands from the 80s and 90s are still huge in Japan? Mm-hmm. Huge.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Really?
So bands that just normally would play some little summer thing in the US or whatever, they'll go to Japan still. I don't know, just take give me a band out of the
Whitesnake.
Okay, Whitesnake.
No. Let's do Skid Row.
Okay. Skid Row could probably
Poison. How about Poison?
Okay. No, you got to go more obscure.
All right, man. Give me one then. I threw three at you.
Well, those are kind of bigger. Those
are
bigger. I'm thinking something even more specific,
Love and Rockets.
Okay, Love and Rockets.
Okay.
I don't know if they're still around, but they would probably sell out multiple nights at a venue in Japan.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh yeah. So they'll even guitarists and virtuosos, famous, shredding guitarists and stuff, they'll go over there and just sell out entire venues.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's incredible what's going on in Japan. Yeah, loudness. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the president of Japan was into heavy metal.
Oh,
yeah,
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, like, it's
Striper,
crazy.
yeah, I remember that. I used to have a Striper poster on my wall.
Yeah, so you can go through some of these old bands from like the 80s and 90s, and you're like, oh wow, they're still touring. And then you'll look, and it's like Japan, 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 Japan.
Nice.
Yeah, and if you'll see them on social media, and they're like in Japan, 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 just packed.
Nice.
It's sold. Yeah, it's crazy.
Nice.
Yeah, they know what's up.
Yeah.
Japan was like, we've got a good thing going here. Let's not let the K-pop come in.
Yep.
Let's keep Nirvana out.
Next up, we got Ninja Monkey.
They built a moat.
Ninja Monkey uploads. They upload 1 time per week or more. They've been on YouTube for a year or more. They do Japan travel news, tips, and itinerary. What's the odds of that?
This world is not real.
It's not.
Nope.
The goal of the channel is to make money, and the question is, when should you ever use the don't notify subscribers? I've been experimenting with other formats and types of videos within my niche, and I find that my main subs will automatically not be interested, and it hurts the reach. Yeah, so one thing so first let's answer your question, and then I'm going to just give you a little bit of additional information. So to answer your question, you should only use that when you are publishing content that is not a good fit for the engaged viewers of your YouTube channel, for your subscribers. But there's a bigger thing that I just want to bring to your attention. So actually, another use case for this is even if you're making content that is a good fit for your subscribers, if you publish a lot of content in a day. So like, for example, like Osmongold, sometimes he publishes, 4 or 5 videos in a day. And in his particular case, he has the option to prioritize which videos he's going to, get the notifications for his subscribers by turning off, 1 or 2 of those videos, because YouTube has a notification limit of 3 within that 24-hour period. So because of that, it gives you the option to just prioritize if you're uploading a lot as well. But one thing that I do want to bring to your attention is if you are publishing videos to your YouTube channel and you're thinking to yourself that your subscribers are automatically not going to be interested and that it hurts the reach, I would, if you're trying to grow the channel, right? If you're just like, hey, I'm just uploading and whatever happens, then that's perfectly fine. You don't need to listen to what I'm saying right now. But if you're like, yeah, I would like to grow a channel and, grow, an audience of people that come back and watch my content, things like that. In that case, I would have a channel that is an experimentation channel where you're just uploading, that stuff that you want to express and just kind of see how it does. And then I would have one channel that is your main channel that is targeted towards a certain type of viewer that's interested in certain types of things, and then just publish content on that channel that will serve those people. And then by doing that, it gives you the opportunity to grow a channel, get returning viewers. It makes your channel bingeable, makes it easy for YouTube's recommendation system to show the right content to everybody that's interacting with your channel and so on. So I would definitely just consider that if you're trying to grow the channel. Again, if you're just publishing for fun, then you don't have to, you don't have to worry about it too much. You said I just publish a lot, or I don't publish a lot in a day. Just when I do something a little different, how would it affect it if I don't notify? So if you click on the don't notify button, then it's still going to show up in like the subscriber feed. It can still get recommended to your subscribers on YouTube. The only thing that impacts is the actual notifications that go out. So inside of your YouTube analytics, you can see the amount of people that have that button turned on versus the amount of people that actually get that notification. So you can look in there and see if it even matters or not based on how many people are responding through the notifications. But when you don't have that button clicked, for the people that do have notifications enabled and they have the ability to actually receive a notification because they don't have them turned off on their device or whatever, then in that case, then YouTube will just let those people know that you have uploaded a video, and then they can choose to come in and watch it or not. Let's see here. So next up, we've got Mark Gross. They put composer next to that. They upload when they have time, but on YouTube for a year or more. They do music composition content. The goal is to have fun. And the question is, I've heard that it's important to update the YouTube and YouTube Studio apps before uploading my video to the platform. Is it true? And does updating the apps before uploading affect reach? So I've never heard that before.
Yeah, that's news to me too.
Yeah, I've never heard that before. That is a new thing to me, and I can't say one way or the other. But one thing that I can tell you is just when it comes to YouTube, the thing that actually matters on YouTube is how viewers respond to your content. So because of that, the thing that is going to impact your videos the most is how people, are people clicking on it? Are the topics, interesting enough to a large enough amount of people that they can actually recommend it to people that are interested in those things? Have you optimized it in a way that, will help people identify it's something that they care about? And is the content itself good? Like, those are the things that matter. And when it comes to, updating the apps, I can't imagine. So sometimes Renee Ritchie comes in here. He actually works at YouTube. If he comes in, I'll try to remember to mention this to him, or somebody else can. But basically with this, I can't imagine that this is going to make any difference whatsoever when it comes to your YouTube channel. Because YouTube would be doing a disservice to creators and really to themselves if they were to make that matter in any way, shape, or form. So I can't imagine that it does, but I don't know for sure. So because of that, I'm just going to leave it at I don't know for sure, but 99.9% chance that it probably doesn't matter. But if he does come in here, then we'll ask him.
Yeah, that doesn't even seem like it would make sense.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. And the reason we're kind of like, and pretty confident that it doesn't matter is because there's all kinds of like rumors and things like that. Yeah. When it comes to YouTube, there's all these people that are, trying to just waste everybody's time by, doing all of these crazy things that don't make any impact whatsoever on your YouTube channel. And because of that, they just keep people running in circles worrying about stuff like that instead of worrying about how to make good content that's going to serve the viewers that they're trying to reach and how to connect with those people that they're trying to reach. So because of that, again, very likely that's not
generally speaking, I don't update my apps unless I have to. Mm-hmm. Like I like when something works, I'm like, yeah, I don't touch it until I'm kind of forced into updates. Yeah. Or just like, I should have this new feature and I don't have it, so I need to update. Right. Same with my browsers. Like if I see like an update browser, like I won't touch it unless it just forces me into something.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Or sometimes, you reboot and it'll automatically do it. But I'm really big on, I don't like to update anything unless I have to update it.
Like it's working, so don't break it.
Yeah. Because how many times have you done an update? It can be an operating system. It can just be an app. It could be a software. You upload it and like everything just goes haywire.
Yeah. It doesn't happen a lot, but it's happened.
Yeah. And it usually happens when you need
it. You're right. Like, oh, I got to be on this like podcast in like, 15 minutes.
I'll do this quick update.
Real quick because it's like forcing me into it. And then like, it's like, oh yeah, great. Now
I don't know, my audio doesn't connect anymore.
Yeah, I can't connect my audio. My camera's not working. Yeah. Everything keeps crashing. The birds' heads are falling off. Yeah. So Sierra Brown Stewart.
I want to say this. I know there's a lot of people in Facebook groups and on Reddit, and they're getting a lot of advice and some of those things, and some of it's really good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you need to take some of it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, like a lot of it actually.
Yeah, what you just talked about with the app and being updated, that sounds to me something that was shared on Reddit or Facebook.
Yeah,
where somebody thought they came up with some,
Yeah.
Well, I noticed when I updated my app.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm going to blow their minds with this one.
Right. Yeah. They just happened to update their app.
No, and then they published a video that did better. Right. So then they attribute the app for the video doing better. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, Roberto, I do agree with that. He does firmware updates for your cameras. Yeah, I do agree with that.
David Matney, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. It says, for channel posts, is there an ideal frequency? Are posts only visible to subscribers? Is it wise to have posts visible on the homepage? So when it comes to posts, there is not an ideal frequency. I had a month where I did them daily. And a lot of people are doing that right now too, just because it's so easy to do. And it's just one more touch point. Like, hey, let's just, it's a way to keep yourself in front of people. When it comes to your channel page, you don't have to put them on there, but it's a great way to show that your channel is active for the people that do explore that. So it's good in that regard. And also, if you do have people that do engage with your community posts, then in that case, they're likely to see additional community posts as well. So when you do share videos in there and that kind of stuff, then those people are also, more likely to see that. And when it comes to non-subscribers seeing your community posts, they do. And you actually can see a stat in your analytics that shows you how many people subscribed to your community posts from YouTube showing it to non-subscribers. So absolutely, they do see it. Roberto here says, use it for promotional purposes, and I recommend one a day or 2 to 3 per week. Yeah, and when it comes to that, use it for promotional purposes, but also, just put, value content in there. Like in your case, David, specifically, because you are, serving, people that are interested in real estate, interested in Omaha, and things like that. Yeah, that Japanese is creeping in, right? Man. But yeah, you're interested, or they're interested in Omaha. So because of that, you can drop, like little news update things that are happening there that would be relevant to your viewers. If there's any like law updates that you haven't had a chance to make a video about yet, those types of things, let them know. I mean, technically you could put listings in there if you wanted to. If you have your own listings, you could say, hey, here's a listing for this that just popped up, whatever. I wouldn't use it too aggressively there for that. That would be on the promotional side. I wouldn't use it too aggressively for that because you do have that offsite link there, which is fine to have. But I just wouldn't, do that too much. And then, of course, leading people into content as well.
Good old Yamaha Nebraska Moto.
Yep, Yamaha Nebraska Moto. Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
Beautiful place if you get a chance to go there and watch the cherry blossoms fall. Yeah. Yamaha Nebraska Moto. You should see it at least once in your life.
Yep. Get Rich or Die Scratching. Thanks for the super chat. Says, I started watching your content years ago, and I kind of made it with my channel using your advice and information. And here you are still helping others. Amazing. Hey, thanks for the kind words. Appreciate it. Congratulations on your channel and, things going well for you over there. Yeah, looking at the channel right now, 170,000 subscribers on the channel. Nice work. High five this month.
Based on the name, I'm glad you got rich instead of
died.
Instead of dying, instead of death by scratching.
Right.
That sounds kind of miserable. So I'm glad you got rich.
Yeah, right.
Congratulations.
Right. Yeah. Yes, that's cool.
Death by scratching is probably no fun.
Yep.
Probably a little painful.
Congratulations on that. That's awesome. Yeah, love those success messages when they come in.
Yep.
So next up, we got Sierra Brown Stewart. They upload 1 time per week or more. They do clothing and product review content, and they have been making videos for a year or more. And the question is, I'm still getting some views on my travel videos, which isn't attracting my now target audience. I love those videos, and I don't want to lose them, but they're hurting current views. Could I unlist for, say, 3 to 6 months and then bring them back? Or what would you recommend? Any other feedback is welcome. So if you have videos on the channel that are not a good fit for the audience that you are serving now, then in that case, you can leave them on the channel if you want to. YouTube actually recommends that you don't delete anything off of your channel. But when it comes to, everything on your channel being a good fit for a particular type of viewer, that's where, we recommend that you do delete, content sometimes. And the reason for that is, let's say that you have those old videos and they're still bringing in a lot of new people into your YouTube channel that are not going to care about your new stuff. Then in that case, you're just growing the wrong audience to serve them with your new content. And if you're never going to make that content anymore, then you're really just, just bringing them in for no reason whatsoever. So because of that, those are situations where, if it was mine, I would take it down because I wouldn't want to grow that audience of people that don't care about the new stuff that I'm doing. So, do with that what you will, but I also would not unlist it for 3 to 6 months and then bring it back. I would just make the call. Like, what is it I'm going to do? What direction am I moving in? What am I trying to accomplish with this YouTube channel? Who is it that I'm trying to reach and serve with this channel? And then just lean into that and go in that direction. And then if whatever you have on the channel that is going to interfere with that, that's where you want to look and say, okay, is this bringing people in? Are there people interacting with this? If so, is it happening at scale? And is it happening at so much scale that I might end up in a situation to where all these new videos that I'm publishing, because they're not doing as well as those old videos, these people that are coming in and interacting with the channel, they're not going to care about any of this. And when YouTube shows it to them, then they're not going to respond to it. And because of that, it's going to hurt the initial reach of these videos, maybe not long-term, but initially. And therefore, I'm going to be fighting up the current, so to speak. So do with that what you will.
Okay, so occasionally this happens on the stream. We talk about something obscure, and I pop open my screen, and then there's this obscure thing.
Okay. What just happened?
At no time in the past, I don't know how many years, have I ever looked up anything Whitesnake. And you mentioned Whitesnake, and I just opened my browser.
No way.
And right there is Whitesnake. Whitesnake, and David Coverdale, that he's retiring, I guess. I don't believe you that you're not listening to me. I don't believe you. You cannot make me believe that you're not listening.
I love it.
Nobody typed it in.
Yeah.
We just said it. We spoke it.
Yeah.
Did anybody type in Whitesnake in the chat? Anybody? No. I don't search for anything Whitesnake. All that's on Spotify.
iFund Chris, member for
And even
37
then-
months.
even
Appreciate
then.
it, man. Thank you.
Man,
Yeah, it's great.
Come on. There's just no way. You just said Whitesnake. Like, it could be any group in the world.
Yep.
But no, Whitesnake.
Yep.
That's so specific.
Get Rich or Die Scratching has some love here in the chat. Says, hey there, I didn't think I would see anybody from my niche in here. Love your channel. Awesome. We got Daryl Super Sad saying, what's up?
What's
Nice.
up?
Love it.
Hey, Sue, how you doing?
Love it. Silent Way Walking says, I removed older videos. They were horrible, and they're 6+ years old. Yeah. iFund Chris says, what is Creator Dashboard? Is that new? It is. It takes it's a little bit complicated when it's being set up because you have to basically set up like a Google developer account. It takes like 2 minutes to do, but you have to set up a Google developer account and set up what's called an API key, and then you add that API key there. So that's how it's free. So basically my install user versus install and uninstall rate. I'm running close to 50% right now because, you know, some people put it in and that particular process is just a little bit too much for some people. So they're like, nope. And then other people have no problem whatsoever and they, you know, get through it and it's fine. So next up here, we've got, okay, we did Brown Stewart. And really quick, Septine Patterson, thank you for the super chat. Says, I have a question about coming back from family death. Should I just continue to upload 3 videos a week with some shorts sprinkled in between to get back on track? Snapseed is my jam, by the way.
All right.
So when it comes to uploading to get back on track, what I would do is I would pick your upload schedule and then I would just start, you know, uploading at whatever cadence it is that you are planning to upload at. And just stay focused on, okay, you know, first, for these first videos I'm going to be publishing, am I publishing videos that the largest amount of people that are interested in my type of content are likely to respond to? If the answer is yes, then in that case, you're giving yourself the opportunity to have more people respond to that content just because it's getting in front, you know, it has the potential to get in front of more people. So if people do respond to that, then it can take it farther than if if you go down to like a subset of that audience, like in my case, if I were to publish a video on, you know, on like a piece of live streaming software, probably not going to do as good as if I published a video on how to get views on YouTube, right? So because of that, if I was like, okay, I'm coming back to the channel and I'm going to do it, I would do a whole series on, you know, getting views on YouTube and all of that stuff that are those core things that everybody has to deal with. That would be the thing that I would focus on just to get that, you know, initial ball rolling. And then from there I would start, you know, making whatever else it is that I wanted to make. Tommy Stig Social Club says, Kawafi, thanks for super chat. It says Kawafi on coffee on us here at the Social Club. Blessing from New Jersey. Always amazing advice from you guys. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the kind words. Always appreciated.
Thank you.
Yep. And Derek J. React says the Creator Dashboard install was easier than I thought it would be. That's great to hear. Yeah, love hearing
me too.
that. Yeah.
As soon as he told me, he was like, yeah, you got to put your API key in. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, never mind.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right,
I was
right,
just
right.
like, yeah, I almost just like got up like left. Let's conversation. I was like,
Okay,
oh,
well, you're no longer my brother. I'm out of here.
Yeah, okay. I thought we raised you better than that. Apparently not. Gonna have to call mom. Get mom on the horn. But no,
And mom's like, slacker, I got it in like 30 seconds. I had my API key and it was in there, connected my Call of Duty channel, and I'm in here like rocking.
What really happened was I called mom. I was like, Mom, you're not going to believe it. You have to put in your API. And she was like, you got to do what? She was like, really? He wants you to put your API
Should we
in.
cancel Christmas?
Yeah. I never loved him.
Right. I'm so glad we told him he was adopted so long ago.
Yeah,
so he's had to carry that his whole life.
Yeah.
I hope he loses sleep on it when he goes to sleep sometimes. Yeah.
He legit does not deserve to wake up tomorrow. No, so anyway.
That's the kind of love I get from my family, by the way.
You should see how we talk about people we don't like. No, he told me it was API key, and I was like, oh man, like that sounds like it's got disaster written all over it. But it was super easy.
Yeah.
Super easy. The one button was like moved, but I just instead of being on the right, it was on the left. And I just clicked on it and it was super easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like really helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, super helpful.
Stanley says, also enjoying the Creator Dashboard. I keep having suggestions, but you fix it with updates before I can actually make suggestions. Yeah, man, feel free to shoot those my way. Feature recommendations, like anything. Any ideas you have, send them my way because I'm trying to make it as cool as I can for everybody. Roberto says, I think if Nick did OBS and StreamYard tutorials again, the channel would hit 1 million subscribers. So my StreamYard stuff never did well. So, you know, my StreamYard tutorials on my channel, they never did well.
You know what,
the OBS stuff did, though, like a long time ago. But I think that was a timing thing with the OBS stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, the StreamYard stuff never did well on my
I
channel.
never did big numbers with the StreamYard. I only did a couple like mobile tutorials on StreamYard. But they paid out.
Yeah, I did good on the affiliate side.
On the affiliate side of that for their views.
Subscriber growth and view counts, not so much. Yeah.
And that changed, but for a period of time, that did really well.
Yeah, and also for the death there, Daryl Super Sad says condolences to your family and may she rest in peace. Yes, I agree with that as well.
What happened?
Because for Simteen Patterson, they're coming back after a family death.
Oh yeah. I missed that.
So next up on our list here, we have Sim Comics. They do daily content. They're on that grind. They upload one time per year, they've been making videos for a year or more. They do comic book content, and the goal of the channel is to be a full-time content creator. And they say that I've had my channel for over 3 years now. I've had a goal to have every video at least 100 views on every video for a year, and I accomplished that. Nice work.
Way to go.
Says, how do I get the average to 500 views per video? One, stop gunning for 100 views and start gunning for 1,000 instead. That would be step one in terms of just the mindset shift, right? Because like when the goal is, oh, hold on, I'm pulling up the wrong one here.
Am I pulling up? Or?
No, not yet. When the goal is 100, that's kind of like, okay, well, you know, then you're going to get 100. And I did the same thing. Like when I first started my channel, my goal was to get 100 views in the first hour. So basically I would publish the video and then I would go like share it around. This is at the time of, if you remember Google Plus.
Yes.
So they had all these communities on Google Plus and, video marketing communities, stuff like that. I would go in there and I would share things on there because the content I was making at that time was better suited for, that crowd. And I would make, I would make posts in there and, go all over the place just sharing my videos. That was my thing too, just trying to get that 100 views in the first hour. And that was also when I didn't really understand how important it was just to make good videos and then YouTube would handle the rest. So I was doing all the work when YouTube, can do it as long as you put the work into the video. But when it comes to, trying to take it to that next level, I would work on the actual content itself. So, you have some videos in here, 300 views, 689 views, 800 views. So you're starting to get some activity on your videos. I mean, you've got 2.6 thousand subscribers on the channel, almost 2.7. So, you have people that are starting to respond to what it is that you're doing. So the next step would be to start figuring out, okay, here, are these all X-Men? Hold on.
Do you want me to show this?
Thor, not yet.
Okay.
Thor, Spider-Man. Yeah, you can go ahead and bring it up.
Okay.
Yeah, so step one would be to start figuring out how are people, what is it people are responding to most when you make videos about it. So, for example, I see you have some Star Wars stuff down here. You have some X-Men, content up here. You've got Batman content here, Superman here, Hulk here. And then, some of that, repeats, in here in terms of the type of, thing there, X-Men here, X-Men up there. So one thing that I would do is I would start going into your analytics and using the grouping feature. And even though these don't have like lots of views on them, you can start to get some information. So inside of analytics, there's a grouping feature. And what you can do is you can group your content together and say, okay, this is all my X-Men stuff and all my X-Men characters. This is all my Marvel stuff and all of the Marvel characters. This is all the DC stuff and all the DC characters. And you can start just looking at those to see if you consistently, when you publish one over the other, do they get more views on them? I don't know exactly what your goal is outside of views right now. If it's subscribers, then also looking to see which ones typically drive more subscribers, that sort of thing. But basically just trying to figure out if there's something that you can publish more that you can start to depend on as like staple content that you put in there on a regular basis while you're doing, additional experimental content. But it becomes the content that you can count on because you've proven that people respond to it more than others. That'd be step one. Step number two would be, because you do have, videos with views on them, going in and start to pay attention to your audience retention reports to see how people are responding to the videos once they do get into them so that you can start making adjustments around that. Right now, I would focus on the first minute and just try to get your retention as high as you possibly can in that first minute. Try to stop the drop as fast as you can and try to get, just spend all of your time right now in that first minute until you get your retention higher in that first minute. And then from there, move on. But I would work on that right now. And the way to do that is by thinking about how you open your videos. So as soon as your video starts, what are people seeing? What are people hearing? What are you saying to them? You know, when the video first starts, if anything. But just working on those and working on how you present the information when your videos first start to hook the viewer and try to get them to stay longer. So I'd work on those things. And then other things that I would do in your case, if you're trying to get those, you know, initial numbers up, everything that you're talking about is popular. So you're winning there in terms of, you know, the potential. But I would also go into Google Trends and I would say, okay, so is X-Men more popular right now? Is Titans more popular right now? Is Superman more popular right now? And I would try to make sure that when you are considering the videos that you're going to be publishing next, that you do run them through Google Trends and try to figure out, you know, what is more popular. And we'll do that. Are we on screen still?
Yep.
Take me down just for 1 second.
Yep. You were down?
Okay.
What are we actually going to do? What are we going to do?
So right now we're going to go over to trends.google.com.
Okay.
And I like to show people this every now and then. We show people this probably like once every 3 months or so.
Okay.
So I just want to, you know, show people this in case there's anybody new that, you know, doesn't know about this yet.
Okay.
So you can bring it back up. So what we're going to do here is just to show you what I mean by that example is if you look right up here, I went to trends.google.com and then I set this to the US because, you know, that's probably who you're trying to, you know, reach with this. You can also set it to worldwide if you want to, but I'm going to type in Superman. And then you can see here, it starts to show me interest in Superman. I'm going to do Batman. And then I'm going to do like X-Men. And I'll do Hulk just for fun.
We've got a Hulk.
We've got a Hulk. So with this, just to get a general idea on if that character is trending up or down right now, I'm going to do the last 30 days. I'm going to be in the United States, and I'm going to change this to YouTube since you're a YouTube content creator. And we can see here, it looks like Batman right now at this moment in time is getting more activity with Superman being the second, the Hulk being the third, and X-Men, surprisingly, being all the way down here.
I wonder if you put like X-Men.
Let me try it.
Or X-Spacemen.
X-Men. Still down there. Yeah. So, and then I'll just modify this one and just do X-Spacemen just to see.
A little bit better.
Yeah. So in this case,
don't make an X-Men movie.
Yeah. Right. But anyway, the whole idea with this, and a lot of you can use this, you know, like if you are talking about, you know, popular things, you can use this just to get an idea of what people are thinking about the most. Because if you're making content to serve viewers, then in this case, you can be like, okay, well, people are really interested in Batman right now. So as long as that stays consistent, then if I make Batman content, it has the potential to do better as long as I do all of the things in terms of helping people identify it's something they care about. Topically, the video has to be something compelling, and then once they click into the video itself, then, you know, they have to enjoy the content. But this has the highest opportunity right now in terms of the amount of viewership that you could possibly get. And then we're also going to take this back to the past 12 months just so we can see if anything is rising or declining. Like in this case right here, you can see how the Hulk had this little spike right here. So that might have, at that point in time, been a good time back in July to, you know, make videos around that because it was spiking here. Superman was spiking, so that might have been good. But it looks like Batman, if you look at Batman here, Batman's really consistent. So I'm not telling you to just focus on Batman content, but what I'm saying is that you can use this to just kind of inform yourself around what's popular and the things that people are consistently responding to. And you can use this as a way, I'm going to take this back to the last 30 days or 90. You can use this as a way to make sure that as part of your content strategy when you're publishing videos, if you're being strategic, that you are publishing around things that people are, you know, just more interested in than others to give yourself that potential.
Yeah, and like Valentine's Station said, you know, they could be looking up Wolverine too.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you
movie
know,
releases.
You need to go through this. You know your niche. You know what's going on. So you need to look at all the different ways that people might look for something to figure out what's actually trending.
Yeah.
Hey, John, how you doing, man? I haven't seen you in a long time. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, and here's the past 7 days. Yeah, you can even see like the spikes here. Look at this. The spike, 3 p.m., 1 p.m., other 3 p.m., spike, 3 p.m., Yeah, interesting stuff. But yeah, you can use this just to kind of, inform yourself on the content that you're publishing if you're talking about, popular things. You can also use this around like food content. You can use this for all kinds of different stuff. Like Jerry says here, like movie releases, things like that can cause some of these spikes as well. That's also a huge opportunity because when people, movies are coming out, people are like updating themselves on the information about those characters, things like that. So those are huge opportunities when it comes to, publishing content. You can take this down, D.
Yep. Somebody just asked, D, what era of Batman? Christian Bale. I think Christian Bale was the best.
I agree.
Yeah. Christian
Michael
Bale.
Keaton was number 2.
Michael Keaton
Love
was good.
Michael Keaton as Batman, but Christian Bale, I mean,
There is a darkness in that.
Now, did you get a chance to go see Dark Knight when they did the re-release?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Yeah, we went and saw it. It was great. Yeah, they had a re-release just like, what was it, last month, I think?
Did they?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, loved it. Loved
Oh,
seeing
yes,
it. Yeah,
I did.
It was an IMAX
No, I
again.
did.
Oh,
I did. Yeah, I forgot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an IMAX. It was great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I forgot about that.
Yep.
Yeah, Christian Bale.
So next up here, we've got Comics Explained. Oh, wait a minute. Did I just do that one? No, we don't. That was SEM Comics. Let me make sure. Have been channel 3 years now. Okay.
Jerry says people wake up and think about Batman more throughout their day.
Right.
I wonder what Batman.
Yeah, what would Batman do in this situation?
Yeah. I wonder what Batman would do.
Yeah, the boss comes in. Hey, I need that paperwork on my desk by the end of the day. Like, I wonder what Batman would do here.
Yeah.
Bale, Conroy, Keaton, and then West.
Old school.
Motive Music Studios, what's going on? Hope you're doing great. Nice to see you here. So next up on our list here, we got Excelerator is the name of the channel. They upload 1 time per week or more. Oh, nice. You put my friend's channel in here as your competitor. That's pretty cool to see.
Who's that?
The type of channel is creator tool demos and how-to without the hype. And the question is, would love it if you'd take a peek at my channel and share your brutal first impressions. Of course, I think I'm doing all the things except using Game Changer, Secret, and Unleashed in my titles. But I've watched you long enough to know that I'm probably not doing the things I don't see. No need to be gentle. An unfiltered roast, even D uncensored, would be great. You don't know what you're asking for there with D.
Oh boy. No, we're not good. We tried roasting. We're not good at it.
Yeah, we suck at roasting.
Here's the honest to God truth. It's hard to be mean to people who are trying their best. Even in a funny situation, I have a hard time doing it because my brain's just not wired that way. Like if I didn't know you, if you weren't coming in here and you're like, because you're here. If you're here in this stream, you're trying. You're making an effort. You're trying to do the stuff. You're trying to learn. So because of that, my brain is wired to think like this person's trying. The last thing I want to do is say anything that could push this person off. So it makes it hard to roast you. That being said, if I didn't know you and I just stumbled across your channel and I was going through the channel, I might go, holy cow, look at this hunk of crap. Like, they should just stop. I don't know what they're doing here. Do they not have friends that are just telling them that they're wasting their life?
Right.
But because you're here, completely different mindset on that. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Having said that, let's load it up.
I'm ready to rock and roll.
All right, let's
just let me know when it's up. We up?
Yeah, full screen.
All right. So here's your channel right here. Here's Dan's channel for people that are wondering about the comparison channel. Because one of the things that we do in this forum is we ask for this so we can do so we can look at one compared to the other. But basically, a couple things just to bring to your attention in terms of
which one is their channel?
This one here, the Excelerator.
Okay.
Yeah. So first is focus. Like right here, let me make this big. I got to turn off my dashboard here real quick so that I can do this with my channel review tool instead.
All right.
Okay. So if we look at your thumbnail, right? So you have Lemon Slice on here, which is great, but then you have, the people in here and you have talk, and then multiple character AI lip sync. I understand that you are trying to, illustrate the idea of like, hey, I'm going to have this talk here because this is, an easy way that I can just kind of demonstrate the idea of, the 2 people talking or whatever. But one thing to think about is the focus side of this. So like right here, if the tool is Lemon Slice, you're doing the right thing there by having Lemon Slice in here. And then you also have the multi-character AI lip sync. So if you are trying to capture people based on the lemon slice, then I would change the AI lip sync down here. If you're trying to focus them on the AI lip sync, then you're doing the right thing. But I might try to mute this down a little bit so it doesn't compete so much with it.
I'm just going to jump in and say your thumbnails are too busy.
Go.
Your thumbnails are too busy.
It's kind of what I was getting at, but your version's much better.
Yeah, you have a good eye. You can get these tweaked better for focus, but they're too busy.
Yeah.
By that, I mean specifically, you're giving me too much text and too many things to look at. You need to simplify your thumbnails to the point there when I look at your thumbnail, within a split second, I can figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
Or you know, some sort of curiosity is built there or something, right? But you're like, all this text all over the place. I've got to scan these different things left to right.
Yeah.
There's tiny pictures and icons, and there's way too much going on. Go back to the other channel, the comparison channel.
And really quick, I just want to acknowledge that the things that you're talking about and the ideas you're trying to express, they are challenging.
Yes.
Like, sometimes it's just hard to be like, okay, how do I express like transferring the motion from me doing something into this character doing something and everything matching up? Like, how do I do that in a thumbnail, right?
Yeah,
so tough. Like I'm just going to take that moment to just acknowledge that what you're talking about here in some of these cases is definitely challenging. But one thing, and this might not be the whole reason that this one did better, but just one thing I want to bring to your attention real quick. See how this particular thumbnail here, you are over here on this side. The focus is over on best free AI image generator. And then here you have best free AI image generator. So technically, not the best for repeating that way, but it's working. But with this one, it's just clear in terms of, you going to here and you being able to just instantly see what that is. So on that particular one, I can see that. But like Dee was saying with some of these being, way too busy, I agree. Yeah, so here's Dan's. So Dan will focus on an image of the thing, and then he will put, like VO 3.1 back here. This one, I think he'd probably do better if he updated this thumbnail. He's doing well anyway, but he'd probably do better if he updated that thumbnail. And then here, same exact thing, full comparison. He's in the middle for the people that already know who he is. And then he focuses on the logos up here on the top. And then he's doing that like rainbow theme that everybody's like, that train that everybody's hopped on for some reason now as well. So much for being a creator. Right? Like now it's like,
it works.
I know, but I'm saying
works.
now, I know 1 of 10, they, just a sidebar here real quick, like 1 of 10, they shared this image. It was like, I can't remember how many it was, but it was like, 50 different thumbnails using the same, like, rainbow theme.
Yeah,
it's like,
it works, it works.
Right? Like
the trick to that is be the first in your niche to do it.
Yeah,
That's the trick.
Yeah.
Be the first in your niche to do it.
Yeah. But yeah, I just think that kind of stuff is funny. It's like, are you a creator or not? Right? But anyway, but yeah, you can see how, like, in his case, like he puts more focus on, just the thing that's going to stand out. So with this one, it's definitely busy, but his focus right here is on the Higgs field, popcorn thing. Even though it is busy, the focus is in the right place on this particular one.
There's an element to graphic design to where you lead the viewer's eyes to the thing that you want to look at.
Yes.
So, I mean, you know how to do this stuff, and you probably even know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But, you can use different guidance rule of thirds or whatever, and try to align things more simply to where the viewer's eyes are going to be directed to the particular thing that's the most important part of that thumbnail.
Yeah.
So leading the viewer's eye is really what you need to focus on and simplify this.
Yeah, other things too, just, comparing the two here is like you're doing okay with some of the colors, but some of them are a little bit dull. In comparison as well. And if you're going against Dan, like, he's smart, he knows what he's doing. So, these little types of nuanced details matter. But, even like your colors, like making sure that you're picking the brightest thing that'll just stand out, for trying to grab attention, for your people. Little details also. And this is part of what Dee was talking about in terms of focusing somebody's attention, is if you look at your thumbnails too, and you're probably doing this for branding purposes, but you can see how you have this like faded border that's on everything. Even those little types of things can be distracting and kind of break, where the eye is going to be going into the thumbnail. So the rule of thumb for this is to think about, okay, for the people that I'm trying to reach, if they were to log into YouTube right now and this were to show up on their mobile feed, and as they're just sitting there scrolling through looking for something to watch, like, what's the one thing, if I can only pick one thing for that viewer to focus on, like, what would that be, and how can I put as much emphasis on that as humanly possible and make that the focus, and then start building around that while trying not to take attention away from it. And what I mean by that is, if you look here, You have transfer that's this color. You have the error that's this color. Let me just blow it up. You have transfer that's this color. You have the error that's this color, and you have this at this color, and you also have the border that's this color. So by having it in all of these places, what you're doing is you're just diluting the focus on this particular thumbnail, right? Because it's all the same color everywhere, so it doesn't really direct you anywhere.
Color should be used to highlight something.
Yes.
And when you're using color in different places, right, you have it on the border, the green on the lime green on the border, lime green on transfer, lime green on the arrow, lime green on motion sync. Your eye doesn't know what to look at. Yeah. Because you're like, here's all these things to focus on. And then your eyes are, well, what am I looking at here? Yeah. I'm looking at these things, and there's tons of text to read. What am I supposed to look at? Yeah. Way too much for your brain to take in at a glance.
At a glance.
Yeah. Right. So, thumbnails, when it comes to thumbnails, it's one of those things where less is usually more. Yeah. Less is more. Think about how you can simplify something to where at a glance, at a split second, somebody can either have their curiosity piqued enough to go, yeah, I'm interested in that, right? You could create some sort of a curiosity gap with what you put on the thumbnail, or it explains what's in the video, whatever it is, but it needs to be done, lightning speed, because you are competing against all the interests that the viewer has. So, they open up YouTube, or maybe they search for something, here's all the thumbnails. You need to get them immediately. You don't want their eyes to go crazy trying to figure out what's going on.
And really quick, Dee, if you'll pull this back up just really quick. So there's this tool. It's called coolors.co, coolors.co. If you don't know much about like color and things like that, I just sampled this color from one of your thumbnails. But basically, you can come here, you can put your color in there, and then you can just start flipping around for different colors that work well in different ways with that thumbnail. And then you have like different options too, where you can do like shades and that kind of stuff. But this is a good way to also try to find things like, okay, if this is the thing that I'm trying, or this is the color I'm going to use to grab attention, what out of these other colors might I be able to use that might be complementary to this, to where it's not going to take away too much, if at all, from this one, so that this one can continue to stay out. And one of the cool things about looking at it from like a color palette view is that it also just helps you see it as something that stands out as well. So you can be like, okay, this one right now, for example, is standing out way more against these things or these colors. So here the competition wouldn't be as fierce, especially if you're going to use like this and this, but it'd probably make for a pretty ugly thumbnail. So you just have to keep hitting the space bar and just kind of working through it to find the right colors. But this type of thing can also be really helpful for that. And this is a free tool. Again, you can find that at coolors.co. You can take this down, Dee.
Yep.
And I don't have any relationship to them or anything. I just think it's a good resource. I even included this one in my creator dashboard. I've got like did you take me now?
Yep.
I have like a quick link area in the creator dashboard, and I included in there for that reason too.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn when it comes to color theory. Yeah. And how to guide someone's eye, but it's not rocket science. Right. Just like sit down, you can watch a couple of videos, and you'll get a pretty good gist of it. And then from there, it's just like anything else, just trial and error. Yeah. You'll pick it up really fast. I mean, you have it. You have the eye. You just need some polish.
Yeah, like you're heading there. You just got to like dial it in just a little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
And I know you wanted me to be mean, and let you have it, but no, there was nothing to be mean about there. I mean, that I think you're doing a good job. You just need a little bit of tweaking.
Yep. Yeah, definitely heading in the right direction. I subscribe to your channel too, because I'm like, I'm into all this stuff too. So subscribe to your channel there.
Yep.
And I just realized I'm not officially subscribed to Dan either, so I subscribe to him too.
Oh, there you go.
All right, so next up on our list here, we've got... Oops.
I'm just kidding. Your channel sucks. No one has ever made a channel that has sucked harder than your channel sucks.
That's great.
I mean, it's terrible, especially compared to the other one. Like, I don't even know why you get up and work on it. I would go into your YouTube channel studio and just delete every video and go do something else. Go paint houses or something. This isn't for you.
That's funny.
I'm just kidding, man. I think you're doing a great job.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole idea with this stuff is really like when you're trying to figure out how to do it well on YouTube, there is a lot of nuance and complexity to it, but it's also about just thinking the process through. Like, okay, so if this is going to show up somewhere on YouTube, for the people that are interested in this, like, how can I make something about this stand out to them? That's number one. Number two is when it comes to your video ideas, like, how can I just make videos about things that the people I'm trying to reach will care about? Yeah. when it comes to the video content itself, it's like, okay, when this first opens up, what can I say or show that is going to make sense to this person that clicked on it based on this expectation that I set with my thumbnail and title? And then, how can I just give them what I think that they might want out of this video? And, and then you just kind of rinse and repeat that, process through the, through your entire career as a content creator, right? But it's really just kind of zooming out, because it's really easy to get caught up in everything, and just kind of breaking it down to like, okay, how can I just make this like super frictionless for the people that I'm trying to reach, so that this entire process is easy for them, right? If you focus on that, then, then you'll be able to dial things in well.
I'll also add something to that, and that's things change over time.
Yeah.
So if you have a thumbnail design that worked for a period of time, it might stop working.
Right.
Right. You might, your videos.
If you like commit to a theme or something.
Yeah. I mean, I had a certain thumbnail that I was going for a really long time, and it worked great, and then it just stopped working. So I had to start testing different styles of thumbnail and trying different things. So, people's, what attracts them changes. YouTube's always testing your videos against a new audience, different types of people. So different people in the world might react differently.
They said they're way worse at painting houses than they are at YouTube. Oh, that's great. Right there with you. Right there with you.
Yeah. So point being, even when you get this dialed in and you're like, yeah, okay, I've got this and it's working, don't be afraid to keep trying new things.
Yeah.
Keep testing it. YouTube gives us the ability to test our thumbnails now. Test them.
Yes.
I'm speaking for myself here, and I can probably speak for you as well. We get caught up in thinking the thing that we make is going to be the best thing, or it's going to be good. Oh, for sure. Oh, they're going to love this. That's not always true. No.
Sometimes you get it wrong.
Sometimes the things that resonate the most with an audience are things that I put the least amount of work in, or things that I've thought about not publishing, or things that I just threw up on a whim, and they just resonated. Things that I just like whipped together, just no effort whatsoever, versus...
Sometimes,
right. Versus, that's my point. Yeah. Versus you just spend tons of time doing something, and you just get no feedback whatsoever, no engagement whatsoever. So, I think we're biased. So test it. Always try new stuff, try new styles, try different colors, try different layouts. Test it.
Yeah, other things too with the AI tools is because YouTube does have their A/B testing feature. Like, having like one test that is, like more logo focused, having another one that is more, like end result focused, have another one that's comparison focused. If you're like this to this, right? Those types of things. It can also just kind of help you just make sure that you're making the right choice, when it comes to the thumbnail for that video.
Yeah, we have a whole class in Tuber School that we're putting together all on thumbnails. Yeah. Thumbnails, psychology of thumbnails, everything you need to know about thumbnails to create high-performing thumbnails. So head over there if you're not on the wait list yet for early enrollment.
Yes.
Yeah, got that on the screen right now, tuberschool.com.
Next up, we've got Roman with Alan. They see here. They do not have. Oh, okay. They just put the form thing in there. They upload when they have time. To travel vlog. The goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, how can I make videos that align with my niche when I'm not traveling? I travel about 3 times a year. When I'm not traveling because I'm at work, it's hard to find content. I don't really want to move away from travel content. Any suggestions? So this is one where I'm just going to pull up your channel real quick. You don't need to pull it up yet, D.
All right.
Yeah, this is one where like deciding the type of travel channel that you are can be really advantageous. So if you are doing travel content to where, you just travel for, a little bit of time, and you're trying to make like epic travel adventure content where people can watch it in order to kind of live through your experiences and to see your point of view on those areas that you're going to. In that case, you're kind of stuck to traveling and trying to make more content while you're there. And while you're having that, while you're having that, while you're traveling, to where you need to make more content so that you can have, enough for when you're not traveling. But if you were making a travel channel that was targeting travelers versus the people that are watching for entertainment or to live through your experience, then in that particular case, you have more options, but it might not be the direction that you want to take it. So, for example, if I was watching your content and I was watching this video on Trinidad, I might watch that because I was just interested in watching just travel content for entertainment. But you have on here like the this is the island life, see for yourself. I don't know if you're trying to reach travelers. If so, then in that case, you know, the content, you know, might not be for me in that case if I wasn't planning on, you know, traveling to these places. So the idea when it comes to travel content specifically is if you're reaching travelers, then you can, you know, make content around, you know, the places to go, the top 10 things you got to see, you know, all of those things. You can get a bunch of B-roll footage that you can talk about later and make content about when you're at home. And you can also talk about like packing trips and, you know, all of that kind of stuff that's easier to do from home versus if you do the adventure content, then if you're building a channel on adventure content, then what you do there is you create a situation where you just need to keep delivering adventure content because that's what people are coming to you for, right? So, you know, there's different types of people that interact with travel content. So I would first pick who it is that you're trying to serve with the content there and what it is that you want to make. And then from there, if you're trying to reach the people that are watching for entertainment purposes, then, you know, you make the content for them and try to get as much footage as you can while you're there. And if you're making content for people that are traveling there, then you still want to get as much footage as you can while you're there, but you can also talk about some stuff when you're at home too. Or you can split the audience, and that's perfectly fine too. Like you might not, you know, get the traction as fast, but you can also do that as well, to where you do your adventure content for the entertainment people, but then you also talk to travelers, and then by doing that, that also gives you the opportunity to talk about, you know, like things you should pack and like little travel tips and things like that that you don't necessarily need to be on location for. So hopefully that helps when it comes to that problem. Any additional thoughts there, D?
No, I agree with everything you're going to say. I was going to say something.
Hey, hold on really quick. So
Yeah.
Roberto says he's happy to do a guest lecture on the psychology of thumbnails and
Design principles.
Yep,
Yes.
design principles.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely, man.
Yep.
Let's make it happen.
Yep. 100%.
I was going to say, just in terms of traveling, I was waiting for you to finish. I didn't have anything to add to what you were saying. Do you remember the singer Bryan Adams?
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about this.
No,
Yeah.
this is related to traveling. I swear, I'm not trying to derail anything. You just said traveling, and it just made me remember something.
Bryan Adams, didn't he do that
Cuts like a
song?
knife.
Didn't he do that song for the Robin Hood movie?
Yeah. Okay. So I ran across him accidentally on Instagram, I think it was, and he has 2 videos of him traveling. And he has tons of videos of him traveling, but 2 of them specifically of how he records in a hotel room while he's traveling.
Oh, nice.
And I've never even thought about this before. One of them shows how he creates a vocal booth while he's on the road in a hotel room.
Nice.
So they've got all the gear. So in case you're traveling and you need like a quieter thing to do, like a voiceover or something like that because the room's really noisy, he took the mattress off the bed and set it up to create like one wall, and then took like the big bed blanket and hung around the other. So he took these really dense materials, put them up vertically to create like a little vocal booth.
Nice.
And put the mic inside of it. I was like, man, that's really smart.
Yeah.
And he closed all the curtains. They put sheets and stuff over all the hard surfaces, all the tables and stuff that were around in there. So there was no hard, other than the walls, there was no actual hard reflective areas.
Nice.
And I've never seen anybody like take a mattress and put it up. And I was like, that was so smart. Pillows down off the blanket and everything. So smart.
Nice.
I've been meaning to tell you about that, but it was.
Do you know who T-Pain is?
I know the name.
Yeah, so T-Pain, I can't remember the song. I think it's Bartender. But it was like his first like breakout hit, or one of his first breakout hits. He made that one in a hotel room too.
In a hotel room.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, traveling, so just to go back to the channel, I'll just say traveling in general is tough if you're not traveling a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's...
And other things too, there's another nuance even when it comes to the adventure content is, you know, when you're trying to reach travelers, even that content can be different. So, you know, for example, if you are trying to reach people that are, you know, following for entertainment because they're just kind of following you on these journeys, in that case, showing them your experiences, the things that you're doing and all of that, making it about like, hey, I'm doing here and we're trying to do this, we're trying to get there before they close and blah, blah, and all that stuff is great. But if you're trying to reach travelers, then you talk to them like they're travelers in that content, right? So instead of it just being about you and what you're doing and following you through the thing, it's about like, hey, when you come here, you got to check this out. And if you do come here, you know, here's some tips about this particular place. Or if you come to this restaurant, you got to get this, and you start talking to them more in that particular manner.
Eric. He says that will also muffle the sound of a muzzle flash.
Yes, and so do pillows, supposedly.
You're
right?
awful. Yeah. I'm going to set up the pillows in the...
right.
That's
Yes,
great.
so TSER Coaster says, is there any tips for creating YouTube thumbnails because I get stuck creating them sometimes? D, Go.
Yeah, you're probably overthinking it. If you're getting stuck making YouTube thumbnails, you're probably getting caught in trying to compare what you're trying to make with a large channel that has an experienced designer or years on YouTube. You don't have to make a complicated thumbnail. What you do need is some sort of imagery. You don't even have to put text on it. You just need some sort of imagery that shows some sort of an emotion, or it depends on what you're making, right? If you're making a video about you're going to explain on how to do something, maybe the thumbnail could just be something like just a tutorial about, just say Adobe Photoshop, right? It could just be simple, Adobe Photoshop for beginners. And here's an icon of Adobe Photoshop. You don't have to overthink things when you're first getting started. It could just be a picture of you with a confused look on your face or whatever emotion it is you're trying to portray through the video. And if you don't know what to put, simplify it. Don't overdo it, because the worst thing to do is to sit down in front of a blank canvas and say, what am I going to do? And if that's you and you're stuck, you can go to some place like Canva, or you can use TubeSpanner, and they have a thumbnail templates.
He has a Canva tutorial on his channel.
Okay, so you're using Canva. Go into Canva, type in YouTube thumbnails, and they have endless thumbnail templates there. You can use them for inspiration, or you can use them to start your thumbnail and then tweak them to whatever it is that you like.
Yeah.
But if you don't know what to do, sitting down and looking at a blank canvas is probably not the best idea until you understand what you're going to do.
Yeah.
But don't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple. It can be a simple image. You can just put a word or two on there, put an icon on there, simplify it. The idea is you're trying to, number one, stop the scroll. Number two, you need to make sure that person that's looking at it is going to be compelled for some reason to click.
Yeah.
It could be you're trying to create some sort of an emotional trigger, or you're trying to say, hey, I'm trying to explain this thing, or you're trying to create some conflict in their brain, some sort of a curiosity gap to make they want to click to have that question resolved. There's a couple of different ways to approach it. But if you don't know what to do at all, start very simply.
And quick tip for you, I would also work on your render quality. You're having some type of issue here with your render. I'm looking at one of your videos here, your Fortnite video, and your most recent Fortnite video, and with that one, like the quality is really pixelated. And on YouTube, like with all the people that you're competing with on YouTube that provide like good high quality visuals on their content in the gaming world, this is pretty pixelated and it's kind of breaking up a lot. You have one where you put like an image in here, and that particular image actually looks solid. It's like a smaller image up in the corner. That looks pretty good, but like everything else, including the webcam, it looks pretty...
Am I pulling this up?
No, it's okay. It looks pretty pixelated. And in addition to that, another thing that you are doing right now, and I'm just gonna let you know this, and it may or may not matter to you. You can pull this. You can pull this up actually.
Okay.
Is that you are doing something here that could work against you in the future if you are trying to grow the channel. So that thing is that you have here a donkey sanctuary vlog, right? So that is one type of content. You have, we're just going to call this gaming content. We're going to put, the gaming content here in red, even though they are wildly, different types of games. So we're going to put that there. And then we'll do that same thing here because I think this is a game. It is. And then here, this is also a game. And then here you have a tutorial on making YouTube thumbnails.
Ironic.
And then what I think about the new Simpsons. Okay, so we're back to games here, which is cool. And then Austin Towers. I think this is like a vlog. So that'd be kind of like, oops. Well,
and copyright strike.
There went that, right? Yeah, okay. So then here's this one. So the problem with what it is that you're doing right now, and this can be fine. Like if you're not aggressively trying to grow your channel, then doing this kind of stuff is fine. But if you are trying to grow your channel, these types of things can work against you, because here, for example, if somebody comes in on this video, these other videos here aren't going to matter. If somebody comes in on this video, then these videos here aren't going to matter. If somebody comes in on this video, then none of this other content's going to matter to them. So you're not really creating a resource for a particular type of viewer that's interested in specific things. So a way that you would modify that is to say, okay, I'm only going to do games. Or right now, while I'm trying to pick up some momentum and grow my channel, I'm just going to focus on a game for now, so that if somebody comes in, they enjoy that game, then they can also watch some of my other content where I'm also talking about that particular game or playing that game or whatever it is that you're going to offer. So I would just think about that if you're trying to grow the channel. I would just think about that, because, When it comes to YouTube, niching down, especially in the world that we're in right now, niching down on YouTube is really important when it comes to long form content, because it's important for viewers to be able to watch videos back to back. It's important for them to be able to hit your videos tab and have a lot of your content be relevant to them. And it also helps YouTube's recommendation system when it comes to showing your content to the people that are most engaged in your channel. Because, for example, if somebody watches all these red videos and they're just loving them, they're watching them all the way to the end, then even though this topic might not be a perfect fit for them, YouTube will detect that they're so into this content that maybe they just like you. And because of that, they're going to also try to test this against them too. And if they don't respond well to this, then it can work against you, right? So because of that, I would definitely dial in the niche side of things as well, so that you can just, just be more intentional about the audience that you're trying to grow, instead of just randomly, putting up content that is just kind of, like whatever, right? So I would definitely work on that.
And now that I see your channel, you know how to make a thumbnail. So, I mean, you technically know how to make it. So when you're saying you don't know what to do, I mean, you know how to technically do it. You just need to think about the overall packaging. Like, think of YouTube as
you can take it down.
Yeah. Think of YouTube. You have to think of the idea. Right? If you don't have a good idea, your thumbnail is not going to save you. Like, the whole idea needs to be there. And it all works together. The thumbnail works with the title, and the idea together is what works. So you understand how to make a thumbnail technically. You just need to think about how you can present the idea better.
Yes.
That's what you need to work on. You don't have to be a skilled graphic designer to make a good-looking thumbnail.
Yeah, some people just use pictures.
Yeah, some people just let
use
YouTube.
a photo.
Some people just let YouTube auto grab a frame, right? So you don't need to do that, but the idea needs to be there. Yeah. So in addition to what Nick was saying, focus on putting your ideas together, the whole package, because they all work together. Yep.
And they say that because I get stuck sometimes on the videos that I do. Yeah, I understand. Like, we all do, right? Yeah, when it comes to dialing things in and changing your brain from, okay, I'm just trying to publish videos on YouTube, so I'm just going to try to come up with video ideas every week and try to just publish a video. Instead of taking that approach, changing your brain to where you're like, okay, I'm actually trying to create something here that I can turn into something long-term, that can turn into, like an actual resource for people, and then I can become known for something and all of that stuff. And when you start focusing on that side of things and being intentional about who it is that you're trying to reach and how you're reaching them and how you're connecting with them and how you're talking to them, all of those things, then it increases your chances of doing well on YouTube by orders of magnitude. So because of that, I would definitely, if you're trying to grow the channel, I would just, think for a little bit and be like, okay, what is it I'm actually trying to do here? If everything went perfect for me on my YouTube channel over this next, 12 months, then, what would that look like to me? What type of channel would I have? When somebody was referencing me, if they were to, if somebody that watched my video were to see me out in public and they were watching all of my videos and they were hanging out with a friend of them, if they said, hey, that's fill in the blank with your name from the whatever YouTube channel, they make video, and their friends like, hey, what do they make videos about? Then they can say that thing that you make videos about, right? So in your case, it might be Fortnite, or it might be, Canva tutorials, or it might be, gaming, or, whatever the thing is. But the idea is to just find that thing that you can, get known for, and that audience that you can serve, with your content that's going to make all that possible. Christina Smallhorn in the house. What's up, Christina? Nice to see you. Dropping in, says 40 days until Christmas. Yes, we are getting there for sure, getting close. Swinging through with the holiday updates. Love it, love it, love it. Hope you're doing awesome, Christina. Valentine Station says, Smallhorn. Love it. So the next question here is from Pop Culture Kids. Pop Culture Kids uploads one time per year or more. They do entertainment content. The goal of the channel is to have fun. And the question is, what is the best way to leverage non-live stream video for reach? Talking pop culture, worried about fine line of copyrighted material. So if you are going to be making content around copyrighted material, then just expect that it's possible and likely that you're going to have some types of issues to deal with. So the best thing that you can do is to make original content that does not need somebody else's intellectual property in order for you to be able to do it. That's the best thing you can do. The second best thing that you can do is to, if you need to use somebody's intellectual property, is to do it in a way that you would 100% without question be able to argue fair use for that content that you're making. And when it comes to fair use, there's a lot of, nuance there. It's not necessarily a thing that you can do with 100% certainty, because it's a defense, and since it's a defense, then it's something that you need to be 100% confident that you could argue against, that you would be able to argue that you had that defense of fair use if it ended up going to court, because that could happen. So because of that, I would just be very mindful about using anybody else's content to make content yourself. That's why we don't watch videos during this live stream. Other channels, do, but we don't do that because of those types of things. And even now with YouTube, because they do have like the likeness detection and their copyright system and all that stuff. Like I believe that with all of the AI content that's going out there, that they're going to have to dial that stuff in even more. And when they do, it's possible that people that aren't, doing those things correctly when it comes to fair use, I think that it's possible that, there's a lot of channels that might, end up in hot water because they've been, kind of riding the old system for so long because it's just a little bit, harder to detect or whatever. So I think that, that's just something that you need to keep in mind. Renee Ritchie in the house. What's up, dude? Hope you're doing great. Renee says that fair use is an affirmative defenses. Sorry. There's another question too, Renee. So somebody was in here and I said that I didn't know, and I assumed that with 99.9% certainty that it made no difference whatsoever, but I said that I would ask if you came into the chat today. And they said that they saw somewhere, I think it was a video, that the person said that if your YouTube app or YouTube Studio app is out of date, that you should update it before you publish a video, because if you don't, then your video won't do as well. So I just wanted your confirmation there, if you know anything about that. And of course, you don't have to answer that question, but if you have any information on that, that would be great. But I, with very high certainty said that, it's not likely. But there's somebody recommending that to people, so I just wanted to share that with you and get your thoughts. Yeah, and Renee also mentions, he says, also common misconception: no amount of content, like under 8 seconds or 3 seconds, is fair use. Yeah, like as an example, there, you see a lot of people when it comes to making content, they'll have these little inserts where they're not talking about the person, they're not talking about the movie, they're not talking about any of those things. And they will have, like Will Ferrell come in to laugh at a joke they said or something like that. Yeah, so even when those are short, they still, it's still not okay to use that stuff. And yeah, Renee just confirmed it makes no difference if your apps are out of date or not. So now I can raise that to 100% certainty. So I needed that 1 point, man. You were the wall there for that 1 point. So thank you. So next up on the list here, we've got Mennonite Farmhouse. They upload when they have time, been on YouTube for a year or more. They do cooking and baking from scratch and canning. Nice. Goal channels to teach others. And the question is, a short 500,000 views, but I get so many complaints that the links don't work to the recipe. Yes. So when it comes to YouTube Shorts, you're kind of at a loss there. So YouTube has taken away our ability to have clickable links in the video descriptions of shorts. So that's just something that you're going to have to deal with. So one thing that you might be able to do, and this is going to come down to like your technical expertise, because you say here that you leave links to a PDF in your description box for a free downloadable recipe card. So on YouTube Shorts, since we don't have those clickable links, you gotta try to be a little bit creative when it comes to this. I'm gonna look at your channel real quick and just kind of see if you have any URLs that you are promoting here. Okay, so you have an Amazon store, you have a collabs.shop, and you have Facebook. So what you might want to do for some future videos is you might want to consider getting, so you can go to services like GoDaddy.com, Namecheap.com, DirectNick.com. There's a whole slew of them, places where you can buy domain names. And this is a minor technical setup, so you might have to watch a video on how to do it. But when it comes to things like that, like on the 500K video, oh, hold on. I think we just got some news here. Hold on. He says it's coming back. Brand links and shorts are launching. You'll be able to handshake with the brand and have their link on your short. Oh, okay. So that's like partly. So like in this case, if they are sending somebody to like their own thing, then in that case, I don't think that would fit unless they can register as a brand somehow. I'm not sure how that works. But if so, yeah, that'd be awesome. If we have like personal products and stuff that we could register those. In her case, she's trying to send people to a downloadable PDF. But what I was going to say is you can go to these websites and you can buy a domain name. So in your case, it might be, like farmhouse recipes, right? That's probably taken, but you can do that. And then from there, you could have it to where it would be like farmhouse, recipe.com. And then you would tell them in the video, if you want to, download this, just go to farmhouserecipe.com. And then there you have it in the video itself. And then if they type that in, then it would redirect to the actual PDF that you are allowing them to download. Other things that you can do is, and again, this is going to come down to technical stuff, is you can use services like WordPress or Wix, and you can build websites for that. You can build Shopify stores, things like that. And with these particular types of websites, they're more template-based where they start you out with just like a website, and then you can make changes to that website using their backend system, so you don't have to know how to code or anything like that. And then you can also, as a part of that, if you wanted to, then you could have it just like you have your Amazon.com/shop and then your channel name. You could do that same exact thing where you could have your channel name as the website, and then you could do / and then any recipe that you had, you could just put it on one of the pages of the website. And then you could say, go to, Mannonitefarmhouse.com / I would come up with something just as short as you possibly can for that, but basically send them there, and then they would be able to do it that way. So it's a little bit more of a technical setup, might take a little bit more time, plus a little bit of pre-planning when you're going that. But it would make it to where even in shorts content, you would be able to, to spread the word on either the recipe website or something like that, to where it would be easier for people to type in. And with that, it's still going to be friction because they can't just click it; they have to go and type it in, which is a whole bunch of extra energy. So it's still going to be challenging, but that's kind of just an easier way to do it.
So Renee says, hey, Renee, how you doing, man?
And really quick, too. Oh, I think this is what you're getting ready to say. Go ahead.
This is the important thing is making sure the link is 100% safe for viewers to click on.
Yes.
Because a lot of people try to sneak malware and scams into those links.
Yes.
Just so you guys know, that only happens on shorts. That doesn't happen on long-form content where there's no guardrails whatsoever.
Right.
I've never understood that with short links and long form links.
Yeah, I think they took it off so they could use the shopping links.
I think so too.
Yeah, but when it comes to that though, links, and this is important for everybody to know, links do. You can get copyright strikes, or not copyright strikes, but community guideline strikes for the links that you have in your videos.
Copyright strikes.
Yeah, we're not there yet. Yeah, we're not there yet. But yeah, when it comes to
the Creator Insider channel, starting from today moving forward,
copyright strikes on.
You'll be issuing copyright strikes on your links and your long form videos to reduce the amount of scams that are taking place. Yeah.
But when it comes to that though, this is a really important thing. Like if you've been on YouTube for a while and you've shared a lot of links in your descriptions, and I'm not the best at this, but I do go through from time to time and just double check things. But if you have old links in your videos, go and check some of those links. If they're affiliate links, if they're linking out to other companies or products, even your own stuff for links that you might have used to own, but then you don't own them anymore, go in and check on those from time to time so that you can just make sure that nobody's gotten those links and then turned it into something malicious that can get you in trouble on YouTube. Because if you do link to those types of things like Renee's mentioning here, then it can get you, you can get some real issues with your channel. You can get your channel taken down for those types of problems. So really good just from a maintenance perspective to make sure that you are mindful about that.
So Renee says shorts are a way higher volume and velocity. People can make uploads hundreds of thousands of shorts in a day. That hasn't become the same issue on long form. So this is one of those things. Thanks, Renee, by the way. But this is one of those things where there's probably a really small percentage of people who are abusing the system, and everyone gets punished for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm
bad
not.
actors. That's how the world is, though, right? Just bad actors always screw it up for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Like we have speed limits because of bad actors. I'm
Yeah.
guessing, right?
Yeah, that just seems kind of like
it's
like,
unfortunate.
It would almost make more sense instead of penalizing everyone on the platform to cap the amount of shorts that somebody can upload.
Yeah, in a period of time.
How about you don't upload hundreds of thousands of shorts in a day?
Right.
You
Well,
know,
I think the problem is though is rotating through channels, right?
they can't figure that out.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just saying, like, if they put that limit on there, then the way that somebody could get around it is just by rotating through channels. So the same automations would take place.
And Google can't figure out that they're connecting to different devices.
Well, if they're using proxies and stuff like that, possibly not.
Then they're going to get around it anyway.
Yeah.
Then they can do that on long
But they
form.
still can't put the links in the description, though.
But
they could do it in long form, though.
That's what I was going to say. If they're going through all of that, then it could also be hammering long form
Yeah.
content as well.
But the difference, I think, is that with the long form content, you still got to click on it. So even if they flood the platform,
You know how
the
hard it
amount
is
of
to get
people,
to a link in a description in a short?
well, I know, but I'm just saying the amount of people that information is even going to be presented to is going to be much less than it just showing up to somebody in YouTube Shorts.
Well, I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it.
So next up on the list here, we've got English Fun Zone. English Fun Zone, they upload 1 time per week or more. They do English as a second language content. The goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, do you think it's a good idea for a channel like mine to run 24/7? I haven't found other teachers doing it yet. I've done live streams, videos, and shorts. If you are going to do a 24/7 live stream and you have just nice, solid educational content that you could have in there that would run, for that period of time, and it's enough content, to where it wouldn't be just like a quick loop or something, then it would be worth an experiment. I don't know if they ever came to any conclusions on this, but I know for a while YouTube was running an experiment themselves with some channels about running 24/7 live streams. And I'm not sure what the result of that was, but even YouTube was working with channels on doing that to see, kind of what would happen. And I know that there are, a lot of channels that do run 24/7 live streams and they do well. There's also some that, run 24/7 live streams that don't ever get any viewers in them. But it's definitely worth something, to experiment with if you think that your, viewers would be into, that. I think the only downside that you would have with your type of content specifically, if we think about it from the perspective of the viewer, is when it comes to live streams, like the one that you're watching right now, if somebody were to join right now, they would have no idea what we're talking about over these next handful of sentences that we're saying, right? So in terms of being able to hook people as they come into that, your title's got to be really strong for that. And since you're teaching people things, there does need to be kind of like a starting point and an ending point. So it does complicate that type of thing. So I'm not sure if it would be the best fit, but if you can figure out how to solve those problems for the viewers as they're coming into the content by maybe having like a ticker going across the bottom that switches per scene, that updates people about what's happening in those moments, things like that, that might be, something worth experimenting with.
So I wonder, does YouTube also penalize short reach if people put URLs in the actual video itself? So you don't want people to put links in the descriptions, but what if they put a URL in the actual short itself? Because I remember at one time that YouTube talked about it. They didn't want people bringing their TikTok videos over that were watermarked with like TikTok, and they were looking at logos. Renee, do you guys know if you limit reach if you put URLs in the videos? Because that's a very scammy thing too. You can just redirect that to something.
On the live streaming thing, he says that Linus was doing that, but he stopped. And then he says some of the toy companies run their movies like G.I. Joe 24/7. Huh?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that G.I. Joe was running 24/7.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I might watch that tonight.
Old school G.I. Joe.
Great.
So Renee says people put QR codes.
Yep.
There you go. But do you guys look for that? Because I know YouTube is looking pretty much, well, for long form video anyway. I know you guys are looking at all the frames and everything. Do you know if that's happening on shorts as well? Because you would think, right, with links, you would be like, yeah, no links, no QR codes, no URLs on shorts.
So next up, we have Mason Dude New. Mason Dude New uploads when they have time, been on YouTube for a year or more. They say that they have a channel that says anything, but I'll have skits, art showcases, commentary, probably, and vlogs. And they say, I'm just now thinking of doing a commentary video about my thoughts on the Super Mario Galaxy movie trailer that came out because it's pretty popular right now, and share what I think I'll share what I think may be happening in it without much knowledge of what happens in many of the Mario games because I never owned a Nintendo gaming system ever in my life, unfortunately. But also thinking of doing a skit video about losing weight and also a video introducing my channel mascot I recently created, which would be art focused. So what do you think would be a good to put first and make? I have all those three on my mind, and I hope this wasn't too long. No, the question wasn't too long, but one thing that I would do is if you're trying to grow, if you're making a channel to grow that channel and to create a community of some kind, I wouldn't put all that stuff on the same channel. And the reason for that is just because if somebody goes to the channel and they are there for the art content and you publish the Super Mario content, they're not going to care. If they go there for the Super Mario content and then you publish the art content, then most of those people are likely to not care as well. So when you start having like wildly different types of content on the channel that isn't for like a certain group of people, then what happens is it makes it difficult for people to watch videos back to back, binge watch your content. It makes it hard for people to be like, yeah, this channel's for me. Like I'm gonna subscribe to this. I'm gonna watch all the videos they put out because I love this content. Like you just start working against yourself, and it's kind of like paddling upstream because you start publishing videos around all these different things, and then people ask, "Hey Nick, look at my channel. Why isn't my channel working?" Blah blah. And in a lot of cases, it's because they're doing that type of thing. So if you're publishing content and the channel's new, if you don't know, like, hey, I don't really know the direction I want to take my channel in that case, it's perfectly fine to take that approach and, put up the different types of content and see if, one does better than the other. And then if it does, though, that's where you would want to lean into that and maybe start pushing in that direction as long as it aligns with what you're trying to do. But when it comes to just putting up a scattering of content on a YouTube channel, I just wouldn't do that if you're uploading and you're wanting to grow the channel because it just makes it more difficult and you work against yourself that way. Next up on the list, we got Silver Fox Forest Designs. They upload when they have time. They do art drawing content. The question is, please, may I ask how important are hashtags, ats, and tags to help YouTube creators find their niche and right audience? And should these be in the title of the video? Kind regards. So when it comes to hashtags, YouTube does have hashtag results pages. Since they have hashtag results pages, you do have the option to think if you want to have your videos possibly show up, for those results pages. When it comes to adding other channels, for that's more of letting them know and making a direct link over to that channel. And when it comes to tags, tags have been, pretty devalued on YouTube. You can still use them. The box is still there. When that becomes 100%, where it doesn't matter at all, they'll just comment it out. Yeah, like that's super easy to do.
I still use them because it's there.
Right. Yeah, me too. Like when it comes to like the back end, when you're filling stuff out, do all the stuff. But I wouldn't put, a lot of time into like your tags or, who you're adding or anything like that. And even when it comes to adding, other channels, and by at, the at symbol and then, the other channel, using their handle essentially. When it comes to those sorts of things, like only do it if, if the people are like, if you're talking about them or you're collaborating with them or something like that, or you reference them in some way in the video. For example, if I made a video about, other YouTube help channels you should watch, in that case, I might add them in the video description just to make it easier for you to find them, right? So again, it's about, the viewer experience in that case. When it comes to adding them to the titles, no, I wouldn't add the ats to the titles because the titles are more for the viewers, right? Titles are for the viewers to help the viewers understand what the content, might be about. And when it comes to hashtags, I also wouldn't add those to the titles. You can on shorts if you want to, but I still, I just wouldn't waste that space. Instead, I would just focus it on writing a good title. Yeah, Renee mentions here, he says he wouldn't put more than a minute into tags. That's good. We got like an actual time on there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so instead of saying like much time, be like, yeah, don't put more than 60 seconds. Yeah, that's your clock. Hit go, and then be like, all right, 60 seconds, here we go.
Just get rid of it, man. just get rid of the things.
So next up, we have Kathleen's Place. Kathleen's Place uploads one time per week or more. They do healing, safe place for sharing content. The goal of the channel is to teach others. And they said that vidIQ said that their channel is unique because topics that they cover are but that it should work well together: marriage, chronic illness, self-care, and spiritual hurt. I don't know about that, but they say, is it possible to knit these 4 topics together? And what do I need to change to retain people's attention?
That's
so marriage and chronic illness, no. Yeah, those are definitely not complementary topics.
Unless
spiritual hurt in marriage.
Hold on. Unless
so
you're
much.
framing it around
Marrying somebody with chronic illness.
marrying someone with chronic illness, or people who are aging. Maybe one person falls ill and they're living with chronic illness or something like that. Like how does that work within a marriage? Outside of that, I don't see how that's working, and I don't see how you could sustain a channel on that. I mean, maybe you can.
Yeah, but by mixing those up, I would dial it in more. Like like what you want to think about. And this particular concept, I have a friend of mine. So he had one YouTube channel. He grew it to like 150 or 170,000 subscribers. And then he started another account. And with this particular account, he thinks that he is doing the right thing in terms of, targeting his audience. And I keep pointing out to him all the different ways that he's not. And he has trouble seeing it, even though he has experience with YouTube. He's been on YouTube for, God, I think probably like 9 years now or something like that, or 10 years, I think, when he started his first channel. And he just can't see that he's not, reaching, like the same type of viewers with his content. And I think that for a lot of creators that this is challenging. And there's also the side of like, okay, well, I understand that I'm not reaching the right people, and I'm willing to accept that. That's fine. And, when I publish a video, it's okay. And I understand that some, are going to, massively underperform because of that. Or could possibly, or could underperform massively because of that. But when it comes to your case, like, it's so different that I would definitely dial it in. So I'm surprised. I'm not going to say that, but like, when it comes to dialing it in, I think that marriage content is a wildly different audience than the chronic illness, and the chronic illness is wildly different than the marriage, and the self-care. Some of that might, work in that chronic illness if there's a bridge there in terms of the things specifically that you're talking about with self-care would apply to the chronic illness crowd. And then with the spiritual hurt thing, there's just a lot of different directions here. I would definitely try to dial it in, unless if you did, like, if you were forced to marry all these together, then, maybe having like chronic illness as the core, and then all of these other things are all based, or they're all talking about different ways of dealing with chronic illness. So, for example, if you're married to somebody with chronic illness, how to deal with that. If you have chronic illness and you're trying to, just do like self-care, how do you deal with all of that? How do you, manage the spiritual side of things if you are dealing with chronic illness, that kind of thing. But if you had, that as the core, and then you had to where you made it about, okay, every one of these videos that I make, even though we're, talking about these different topics, they all still, kind of drive into, chronic illness. I'm trying to reach people with chronic illness. That would be, an approach that I would consider, since your question is it possible to knit these 4 topics together? So I would find one core and then build around that core.
Next.
Yeah, Renee mentions here, he says the trouble isn't really people doing variety content. It's people doing variety content and expecting every video to blow up and the channel to grow super fast regardless.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Blunderbeth.
Blunderbeth?
Love that channel name.
Great.
Yeah, Blunderbeth.
Blunderbeth.
Yep. Uploads when they have time. They do Zelda instructional videos and music covers. The goal of the channel is to connect with others who like what I like, which would be Zelda and music, I guess. And the question is, I started on you. Did you remember Zelda? Like, that was such a fun
Legend
game.
of Zelda?
Yeah, like burning bushes and stuff. That was like an epic game.
Our thumbs used to be,
Yeah.
Yeah, at that time, it was
game.
like The Legend of Zelda and Contra.
Yeah, Contra.
I remember playing
God, I forgot about Contra. Yeah.
From in my memory, like those were for Nintendo, those were the 2 games.
Yeah.
Legend of Zelda and Contra. I don't remember.
Yeah, Zelda was epic though. Like, it seemed like it lasted forever. I don't know if it's still like I haven't played
remember
that
the wizard
forever.
would always be like Hermitage, like, and I don't even remember what he's saying. Hermitage. What is that?
Great.
Yeah.
Maybe he was like wanting, like, I don't know, Hover cheese? I don't know.
cheese,
Yeah,
maybe?
no
Yeah,
idea.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. But the question is here, I started YouTube in 2008 as a way to share my music with friends and family. A few faceless Zelda tutorials I made for fun in 2017 did unexpectedly well and account for most of my 10,000 subscribers, but I didn't have the plans or brain space to maintain the channel at that time. I'd like to revamp it now with Zelda tutorials, and I'm considering a future gaming-related music video series, performing Zelda covers, maybe in cosplay for added entertainment. Although this is niche-related and music is a theme of my channel, I'm wondering if you'd recommend avoiding music altogether and sticking to gaming tutorials for optimal growth versus a try-and-see-it approach. Well, I think referring back to what Renee mentioned here in terms of, like you can try that kind of stuff, but, if it doesn't do as well, then just being like, okay, well, okay, I can accept that. No big deal. I'm going to move on and get back to the Zelda tutorials, right? So it is something that you can try and see. But, also think about it through the lens of the viewer. Like if you were watching Zelda tutorials and you were, coming back and interacting with the channel all the time and they were making Zelda tutorials, would you want to see that, right? So one thing you can do is kind of like what I do here is because, like I make music as a hobby. So for me, if I make something and I think it might be, fun, then maybe I'll make like a little live stream video or, something like that. I have like this like coffee song that I play before my stream starts and stuff like that. And to be honest with you, I'm sure it turns some people away, but it also for other people is like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you didn't play the coffee song before this live stream, right? But that's just a way for me to kind of get that stuff out there just for fun. Even though I don't make it, like I don't publish videos on my YouTube channel that are those things, right? I just find ways to work them into other things that I do. So that might be something to consider. So for example, if you're doing like a Zelda tutorial, you could have just like a 10-second thing where you just do like some little music skit or something like that, just for the sake of, a pattern interrupt and, or a transition into another part of the tutorial. Those types of things could be a way that you could express that music side that you're wanting to do, but still keep it focused on, something that might, matter the most to the viewers. With that said, I don't know how many people are making Zelda covers. And I don't know how many people are doing it, with cosplay. People might absolutely love that. So it might be something worth experimenting with. But just, thinking about, trying it, but maybe not expecting too much and seeing, just seeing how people do respond to that.
The Legend of Zelda.
Yep.
Those are the days. You have to blow in the cartridges.
Right. Is it working? Huh?
Plug them in. Yeah.
Yep. I wonder if that actually helped. Like, I wonder if it was the act of taking the cartridge out and putting it back in, or if it was the actual blow in the air.
I don't know.
I wonder if it actually mattered if you blew on them or not.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked.
I mean, we think.
Right.
Like maybe it wasn't that. Maybe it was just that you took it out and put it back in. You just restarted it essentially.
Yeah.
Right?
Or
like, hey, unplug it and plug it back in, but a cartridge instead.
Or
right?
maybe as a child we had some magic breath. And we just blew it into the game and stuck it in there.
Yeah, it's like all these like glitter and like all these
Peter
things.
Panish stuff came in. Right. I'll blow your little magic breath into the game. Blow it in and it works.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
Who knows?
Yep.
Weirder things have happened.
Yep, they have. Yep.
I mean,
hey, so just a quick reminder here, really fast, just in case you don't know, for those of you that are in the stream right now. So Dee and I are starting a school for YouTubers where we teach you how to like make content, teach you all the stuff that we talk about during these streams here
in detail.
Step by step, like do this next, those types of things. So if that is something that you're interested in, you can go to tuberschool.com. Did you put the thing up on the screen?
Of course.
Okay, I just don't see it on my end. But you can go to tuberschool.com and you can just go ahead and put your email into that. And then as we get close to that, then we'll send you updates and let you know when it's opening. All right. So that clears our questions. So if you have questions here, because we got just a little bit of time left. So if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them into the chat right now. And then we will, get them answered here for the next handful of minutes here. And with that also, if you do have a question that you drop into the chat, just put a Q into the in front of it, and just so we can identify that it's a question for us and not a conversation that that's being said where you guys are talking.
Get the question.
Build and Fix with Mooney, what's up, man? Hope that you are doing great.
Lightning round.
Yep.
Get it going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Excuse me. Yes, I'm just kind of waiting for. He says it's 3 years too late, Nick and D. Yeah, really, like 11 years too late. Like, you know, to be honest, like you know, like I'm thrilled that we are doing it because, you know, I've had people asking me for that for a really, really long time. So I'm thrilled that we are finally like, yeah, you know what, let's do that. And I think it's going to be a really good time for us and for everybody that joins that.
All right, we've got a question coming in here.
How to find out if my niche is too niche? Great question. So that's from Melody. So when it comes to your niche, if your niche is too niche, look on YouTube to see if there are other channels that are getting views with, in that niche around the topics that you talk about. Hop on Google Trends, see if people are interested in it. Hop on Reddit and Facebook, and just any other online communities, and look to see if there's any subreddits on it. Look to see if there's any Facebook groups in it. Hop on Google, see if there's any blogs about it. If so, do those blogs get any engagement? Do you see any comments on there? Anybody giving them thumbs up? Anything like that? If that blog shows those metrics, but look for those types of things to see if you can just vet just that niche in general. Right? That's a great way to be like, okay, I want to start a channel on this thing. Is anybody doing it? Now, with that said, you might be able to introduce something to the world as well, because just because people have, you know, there's tons and tons of YouTube channels doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have an idea that the world needs. So because of that, you might have something that people, you know, just don't know that they need yet.
Sometimes, exactly. Yeah. Sometimes you don't know it. Sometimes you run across something, you're like, I had no idea that existed, and that's the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
I think that happens with a lot of people. Like you and I were talking about the nostalgia content a few weeks ago. Yeah. I think that happens to a lot of people there when they run across some of that. I think it's like, wow, I didn't even like realize how much I, was kind of connected to some of this stuff.
I am obsessed, and I've seen this a lot on Instagram. People are using AI, and they are... the whole thing is AI. So they're AI generated videos, and it's all kids from the 80s. And it looks, it's 98% real, right? Yeah. And the kids are like, hey, welcome back to 1984. What's it like in 2025? Right. I bet you missed Blockbuster movie and staying out all night, and they just kind of go through all this stuff, and and you're just like, oh my God, I forgot about that. Yeah. Or I forgot about that. Yeah. I forgot about and they're like really touching on those nostalgia points. Yeah. And they're showing the imagery of the stuff, and you're just like, wow. Yeah. That stuff is awesome.
It is. Yeah. So Valentine Station says, how do you get the screen in studio with no glare, the monitor between you guys? So if you're talking about this right here, I don't know. Oh, because the light itself is up here. So the light is actually above it. So the camera's under the light, and then the light itself is above it, kind of shining, kind of raining down on it. So it's above the screen. There's also, you can't see it, but there's also a
let me.
Yeah, there's a grid on the bottom of it, and that grid also helps with some of that as well, to make sure that it doesn't actually go into the TV.
Right. So hold on. So
there's a strip right up here.
Hold on, you can't see it. Yep. So here's a huge softbox right here, and the part that was glaring on the TV, we put a grid on the bottom of it, and that directs the light directly at us, and it doesn't match. It doesn't hit the TV. Yeah. It took some fiddling to get that. But it totally works. Yeah.
And then there's also right up here, and you can't really see this from your view, but basically there's a strip of gaff tape going across the top of this, because this did have a glare. Yeah. But this gaff tape on here makes it to where you can't see that issue.
Yeah. So just a little thing about the TV. So in addition to the gaff tape layer on the top, and this is one of those things that once you see it, you'll probably never unsee it. But you can see there's a color shift in blackness. Yep. You see this black bar right here? Like he said, that's gaff tape. And this right here is the TV, because we were getting a glare on the top here. Also, for this particular TV, we had to turn down the intensity of the TV as low as it would go, so it wouldn't distort, and so it wouldn't look crazy on this particular camera, based on our settings. So the intensity on TV is down as low as it will. It's barely on. Like if you're here, it's really low. Yeah. But the way that the camera perceives it, it comes across the camera looking well. Yeah. TSER Coaster says, can you use Canva templates if you make it your own? Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're there for. So, you know, like for people that have trouble with design and things like that, you go in there and, you know, you find something, you can use it. But even with those, the first thing that you should always think about is, however it is that I'm putting this together, for the people that I'm trying to reach, what about this is going to help them identify it's about something they care about at a glance? So if it shows up in their mobile feed, shows up on their TV, shows up on their computer, so that they're going to instantly, against all of the other content that's showing them that is also content they're likely to care about, like, what are you doing with yours that's going to help people be able to identify it? It can be, you know, it can be an object, it can be a person, it can be stylistic, it can be screenshots, like, you know, all kinds of different, a game character in your case specifically, you know, all kinds of different things you can do. But just think about, you know, what can I use to help people recognize that this is something for them?
Yeah, really quick about glare in general, and this applies to glasses. This applies to televisions or whatever you have. Glare, or getting rid of glare, is all about angles.
Yeah.
So if you have a glare,
same with glasses, yeah.
Right. So if you have a glare in your glasses or on a television, it's because of the angles of your light and the way the direction of the light. So let's just talk about glasses. We already talked about the TV. We showed that. So if you have a problem with glare in your glasses, all you need to do is raise your light, adjust the level of the height of the light, and experiment with the angle. So with the right height and the right angle of the light, you'll get rid of the glare in your glasses.
Technically, there's other stuff you can do too. Like you can also just kind of tilt your glasses up just a little bit. Sometimes people will do that too. Like if they're shooting in like a confined space and things like that. But that also plays to the angle thing that Dee's talking about. Is you just kind of
just angles.
It's
angles.
And I actually have because another thing that happens as well is, like if you are making videos or you're live streaming and you have monitors in front of you, those can also cause glare, and it can cause like unwanted light on your face. So I have a video that I'm publishing tomorrow on a bunch of different browser extensions for YouTubers. Some really cool stuff in that one.
Dark mode.
But for that, one of the things that I talk about in there is a dark mode, and there's a couple different options that you have for that with this particular that particular section. But I show you examples there in terms of, you know, using it versus not using it, and how not using it, you get like all this glare, and then the second you hit that button, shoop, all gone. So yeah, definitely make sure that you check out that video tomorrow.
My Sea Princess question: copyright-free music. The only one I trust is YouTube and yours. How do I know the YouTube library music will always remain copyright-free? You don't. You don't. Music is tricky, and I'm not just saying this because we offer music, but I would not trust music from a lot of these sources, because they can always sell their library. They can sell the rights. Anybody can. So you don't. But I'll say this. You can use 11 Labs, or you can use something like Suno. And if you pay for it, it doesn't work in the free version. If it's free, you can get a claim. If you pay for those services, you can make your own music, and you can get rights to use that music. You can't go out and resell it, but you can use it on your channel. So if you want to make your own music, you can do that, but you have to use a paid service.
Yeah, so you'll be paying for it, but
right.
You know, it'll be yours.
Yeah, and it's yours. Then you're not going to have to worry about somebody selling their library or something like that. And that track is going to be unique to you. Yeah. I should make a video on that. Pretty easy.
So Brandon Roberts says, what's the best way to restart a channel, haven't uploaded or live streamed for a year? So what you need to do is you need to get back on the horse for publishing on a regular basis. So what you want to do, Brandon, is you want to, pick an upload cadence that is going to be sustainable so that you don't stop for another year. Pick an upload cadence that you're going to be able to stick to, and then just start, as Renee would say, get to contenting, right? So basically, say I'm going to publish, X amount of times per month or per week or whatever, and I'm going to do that in a way that's going to be sustainable so that I don't have to take a year-long break. And my days I'm going to publish are going to be fill in the blank, and then just get to work on publishing content again. When it comes to restarting the channel, other things to think about is if you're going to make content based on the things that you were making content about before, go into your analytics. Some channels will continue to get views even after the content creator stops publishing. Some channels will die, just depending on like how they're getting viewership. So if you do go into your analytics and you see that, like on that very first page, you can scroll down and it shows you like the videos that are bringing viewership into the channel. Those are the people that are interacting with the channel recently. So if you're going to start publishing content to the channel again, if you're still going to be going after that same audience, then in that case, say, okay, well, the people that are interacting with these videos that have interacted recently, Like, what are those about, and what can I make next that would be a great fit for these people that would have interacted with this content, maybe yesterday, right? And then start making those videos.
So Doug says he got a claim today with music he used from Canva that was labeled to be able to use this commercially. Yeah, so I don't know what happened with that particular track, but I can say this: YouTube's content ID system is a mess. It inaccurately identifies songs sometimes. People issue fraudulent copyright claims because they're trying to steal money.
Yep.
It's an absolute mess.
Yeah.
I can't stress that enough. And there's countless YouTube videos where people are talking about this. Artists having their own original music and getting claims on their own original music by fraudulent people and having to fight them with YouTube and losing.
Right.
like YouTube's content ID system is an absolute mess.
Yeah.
That being said, I would be suspicious. Well, not suspicious. I would just be careful using music in general. If it's something that's already made that you download from one of these services, then there's a good chance it's going to go into Content ID somewhere, and there's a good chance that it could be claimed. That said, any music that you use could be fraudulently claimed. People fraudulently try to claim our music sometimes. You have a license in the footer of our website. You can, when you appeal it, you can submit the license to show that you have a license to use it. There's a lot of fraud happening on YouTube. So you just be careful.
We call that a license to ill.
You got a license to ill. Yeah, and mistakes happen.
Yeah.
Like, just mistakes happen. There's, Content ID thinks it's this song and it's not that song, and you just have to appeal it, and then it gets released. It's not a perfect system.
Yep. So Grandpa Random Review says, are my thumbnails looking better now compared to a few months ago, which will be a long scroll back since I put out a lot of content. I'm not sure because I won't remember what it was. I mean, I could see on the channel, but because we're doing the lightning round right now, I'm not pulling up channels at this time. But if you want to ask that same question next week and put it into the forum, then we'll get you pulled up and give you some feedback on that. Derek J. Speaks says, I made this channel to talk about random things. I didn't expect to get monetized. How should I narrow my focus now? This is a great moment in time to stop and be like, okay, what is it I'm trying to do? What is it I'm trying to build? Is there, am I trying to build like a brand around this? Am I trying to get known for something? And if so, is that in alignment with, the content on my channel that people are responding to? If so, then in that case, let me, start making more content around the things that I think the people that are enjoying the current content that they would be the most likely to enjoy, and then let me start building out that archive for them. Roberto says that let's see here how I made this channel to talk about random things. Okay, Renee says Ryan George does that without AI. Ryan George is awesome.
Does what without AI?
I can't remember the conversation there. I think we were talking about God, what were we talking about?
Hey, did you get Don Miner asking about the words?
No, I haven't gotten there yet.
Don, vidIQ, I don't know if you use vidIQ or not, but as you type things into vidIQ and you sort of workshop your titles and your descriptions in there, they will identify, I don't know if they're going to flag every one of them, but they flag a lot of words that they think could be problematic.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah, I noticed that.
Interesting. Roberta says it's not too late. It's the perfect time since YouTube is radically different now after all of these announcements. Yeah, like in our conversation that we had with Dusty Porter on the state of YouTube last night, like one of the recurring themes that we always have is that like now's the best time to be on YouTube and the best time to start, and kind of get things going again, which is what we mentioned again. We were starting that conversation yesterday. Just because everything's always getting better, even though like a lot of people feel threatened right now because of the AI thing and all of that. It's still great. Like the opportunity's still here. Yep. Like as long as you can learn how to make videos and serve a particular type of viewer, like it's great. And all the information for anything you could ever possibly care about learning about how to make content, like you're like a one search away from bettering whatever it is that you're doing.
I agree. I'm curious.
I accidentally hit a button here about Brian
Is
G.
there anyone in here right now who hasn't started a channel yet, but you're watching like, I want to start a channel. I need to get started. Is there anyone in here, or do all of you have channels? Stand up. Identify yourself.
Yep. Stand up.
Yeah. I'm just curious if there's anyone here who hasn't actually started the channel yet, but you're out there doing recon, trying to figure out.
Plumbing Inspired James Golden says, I see that Roger Wakefield coffee cup right there. Yeah. Yeah, that's like a staple set. Yeah, Roger's the man.
The Wakefield.
Yep. The Wakefield is what we call that cup.
Yep, right here. That's a huge cup too. I love it.
Yep. So on that note, I want to thank everybody for hanging out during the live stream. I want to remind you, if you are somebody that is wanting to take the content that you're currently working with, turn it into additional content that you can leverage in other ways on other platforms or here on YouTube, Opus Clip will help you do that. You can find more information about that at opusclip.pro or tryopusnow.com. I just realized that I did not put the codes in here. We stopped doing the codes. So Opus Clip also.
Why don't you put in a couple of codes?
I'm doing them right now.
Listen, while he's getting the codes together, for those of you who are saying that you're wanting to start a channel, start it.
Yeah, start now.
Start it. Get on it. Stop watching it. Get off this live stream when it ends here shortly and go make that first video. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad, just upload it. You need to build a habit of making videos. Get on it. You got this.
And really quick, because I just dropped those codes in there. So Opus Clip has a tool called Agent Opus. It's open for beta, and they're just letting like some people into it. So the first people to grab those codes that I dropped in there, and I'm just going to grab a couple more here. The first people to grab these codes, it basically makes videos on your behalf based on text prompts and images that you load up there or videos you upload there, things like that. But it's basically like having a little team that makes vertical content for you. It's pretty incredible. So because it's in beta, it's not perfect yet, but man, the advances that they're making with it, it's getting better and better by leaps and bounds. But you can try that through those codes, and then we'll give away the rest of them on next week's live stream. But with that said, like Dee was talking about, if you are somebody that is considering starting a channel, now's the time. Go ahead and do it because 2 weeks from now, a month from now, 6 months from now, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, why didn't I do that? Like once you do get started, you're going to wish you got started earlier. So go ahead and make sure that you do start now. In addition to that, if you're a content creator that feels like you are up against a wall right now, things are not working out, you can't figure out like, okay, like, my channel's just not going the way that I want it right now, having trouble getting views, having trouble, doing, these different things. Just remember that YouTube is a learning curve, just like anything else that you're going to do. Just like if you get a new job, just like if you start playing a new sport, just like if you pick up a new instrument, just like if you get a new piece of tech, you got to spend time learning how to use it. YouTube is the same exact way. So if you're having trouble right now, all it means is that you need to work on the skill sets. You need to work of doing the job of a content creator. You also need to work on the understanding of your audience. And make sure that you do have that nice basic understanding of YouTube, which I believe that a lot of people get here. But focus on the skill set over everything else, and then with the skill sets around being a content creator, that's going to help pave the path, as well as your understanding of your audience, which is also a skill set. So hang in there. You got this. Thank you so much for hanging out during the live stream today. We've got a bunch of helpful links for you down in the video description. Make sure that you do sign up for tuberschool.com, which is our school that we're opening for YouTubers. More information about that in the video description. And I've got some other stuff down there too. D, great stream.
Great stream. Have a great week, everybody.
Everybody, thank you for swinging by. Thank you for hanging out. Have a great rest of your weekend. Stay safe.